gains, resilience in the fold. Hedge pressure rising, the charts are bold. Daily bands rapping, stories untold. Riding with rocket scooter AI. Up we go, reaching for the sky. Every trade hold never dies. On the edge as the numbers fly. Checking the charts, midnight glory. Heartbeat thumping, another story. Green and red, flashing voices loud. Future kings standing on their cloud. Riding with rocket scooter AI. Up we go, reaching for the sky. Every trade hold never dies. On the edge as the numbers fly. Treading roll, the pulse ascending, mind on fire, never ending. Trees of gold, endless fight. Push on through the endless night. Riding with rocket scooter AI. Up we go, reaching for the sky. Every trade home never dies. On the edge as the numbers fly. Checking the charts, midnight glory. Heartbeat thumping, another story. Green and red, flashing voices loud. Future kings standing on their cloud. Checking the charts with their AI. Up we go, reaching for the sky. Every trade home never dies. On the edge as the numbers fly. Checking the charts, checking the charts. Midnight glory. Sanctuary in awe, it's blending. Mind on fire, never ending. Dreams of gold, endless fight. Push on through the endless night. Push on through the endless night. Push on through the endless night.
Good morning, friends. How are you guys doing today? We are back. We are back for another exciting trading day. How's the mic sound? How the lights look? I finally fixed the lights, fixed everything. Should be good. Should be back to normal. The normal look everything has had. Yeah, everything's pretty good now. Good morning, friends. Jamie, Mari, DJ Day Trader, Nathan, Leo. NFP revision comes out right about what, 10 o'clock this morning, right? Let's see if the data is actually as great as it showed last time, right? Revision's gonna come out and go, oh yeah, sorry, job market actually sucks, or great actually. No, sorry, NFT was bad. NFT was bad. So we'll see if it comes out. NFTs, guys. NFTs are bad. So non-farm payrolls are getting a revision coming out right after the market opens, a little bit after. So be careful. A little bit of volatility to come with that probably. Say good morning, David, Chase, Lee, Marklanders, JT, Mad Yoda. What's up, everybody? Sticky. Good morning, Jada. Good morning. Ready for an awesome day. That's right. I hope we get a good day today. Another flat, choppy day like yesterday, or maybe something that's going to rally the market. We'll get a catalyst, you know, possibly, or an event, maybe not a catalyst, but definitely an event of this revision. No news, really big things coming down the pipeline until tomorrow. Tomorrow we start the big chain of PPI, CPI, and then Michigan numbers. We got 3 days of pretty much headline sort of news. Do me a favor, friends, and smash that like button. We're gonna start doing something where as soon as we get to the 500th like, for the most part, that'll trigger the giveaway. That's how we're gonna do this. So everybody that does this, and the number will change, like whatever it is. So 500 will be the one today, right? As soon as we get there, we'll spin the wheel. The faster we get there, the better for your odds, right? What's up, everybody else? What's up? I don't like if you're the CEO of Top Step to give you $10. Hello, Mr. Top Step. Hello, Mr. Tip Stop. Can I have $10, please? All right, get ready to get going here. Did I see My Fun at TV last night with Steven on it? I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it yet. I went to a concert last night, so I missed it, but I'm sure it's pretty good. I don't know. Did you guys watch? Who saw My Fun at TV last night? They're doing like a slow market sort of thing now. So you're on late at night. Asia session. Was it good? I'm saying in general, like, he's pretty good. Like, I wouldn't see it. I probably would like never watch anything trading at that hour. Just me personally. I'm always like, whenever I'm done with the markets, I'm like detached, right? It's time for me. It's family time. It's chill time. It's like game time, you know. Kind of how it works. Anyways, yeah, I'm sure he's incredible. I need to catch it just to check it out. Haven't hit the like. That's right. You don't hit the like. That's a paddling. Hit it. How was Coheed in Cambria? It's pretty good. So it was some opener that I can't remember who it was. We missed it. We showed up like right when TBS got on the play, and TBS was great. Coheed was great. It's a whole thing, like, you know, thinking that we're the last great generation of music fans who listen to good music, who, you know, don't all whip out their phones. It's like when I went to the Amberlin concert, it was Amberlin Thursday and Hawthorne Heights, and like, you know, most of y'all in here from that generation, right? So, you know, we're there and you're not seeing like 10,000 phones just like filming it. Like when IDOC went to see The Weeknd, you can literally see in her phone a sea of phones in the bottom third of her pictures, right? So it's people like kind of having fun. We're the last generation that's ever gonna know what a mosh pit is. I don't know what the kids do these days, but I'm gonna tell you. I don't know if there exists any music act right now where kids get together and listen to any modern band right now. They proceed to like punch and kick and push each other around in the middle of the concert, and then like help somebody off the floor if they fall, and then shake hands after and hug it out like it was fun. But nobody, they're gonna think we're weird. So, you know, even as small as it was kind of funny because like a tiny little pit broke out at Coheed, maybe like 100 people or something. And IDOC, we were like right on the edge of it, and she's like, "What's going on? Is there a fight going?" And I was like, "Oh, bless your heart," you know. And I was just thinking to myself, you know, all the people there, they look like guys that, you know, just got their oil and gas job. You know, one of the guys just dropped his kids off the babysitter so he can go to the concert. You know, it was like people in their like late 30s, early 40s. You know, hold my beer. Look, there's a mosh pit. Haven't seen one of those in a couple, you know, in a decade. And then, you know, achy backs, hurting knees, doesn't matter, dude. People were slam dancing and having a good time. So it was kind of fun. The last great generation. People know what a mosh pit is. I told IDOC, I was like, it's like, is that what a mosh pit is? I'm like, that's baby pit. That's practice pit. You know, it's cute. There's actually a guy got his nose broke. That's how crazy it was. And there was like spitting blood everywhere and everything. And she was a little horrified, you know, being her first time to see. I was like, what's the hardest concert you've ever been to? She's like, this one. And I was like, oh, it's, you know, Coheed's rather light. So I was like, okay. It's like, oh, that's cute. I was like, all right, I'm gonna take you to like a death metal show next. And she's like, I don't want to go. That's crazy. She hasn't seen the Wall of Death yet. Oh God, dude. I have to, yeah, that would be something. I'd share a video of Wall of Death. So Wall of Death, if you guys don't know what it is, it's kind of like, it's like the opening, it's like the scene from Braveheart where you have like two armies just like lined up facing each other. And they go, ready? And they go, and then both lines of soldiers just like run into each other and smash in the middle. They had a Wall of Death that went up to the Pantera concert in junior high. Speaking of pits, that was the most insane pit I was in. Pantera, the entire floor was a pit from one side to the other. Pantera, White Zombie. I was in junior high. That was a pit. And I remember when I go to concerts as a kid, my mom would go, she'd drive me to him. She didn't want me to be there alone because, you know, weirdos and stuff would be there, you know, probably. And she's like, I'm keeping an eye on Matt. Well, let me try Matt and his friends, his little headbanger skater friends up to the concert. My mom would go up and sit at the bar. She didn't even drink. She'd just sit there and just hang out. And my friends and I are down in the front, getting elbow in the face at a Gwar show or something. Come back like completely beat up, bruised up, sweaty, covered in fake blood and feathers and goop. And Gwar would spew that shit all over you. And you're just like, yeah! And you just look like a monster from a movie because you're covered in so much gunk. She's like, how was the show, guys? I'm like, yeah! Thanks, Miss C. We had a great time. My friends were like, I think I lost a tooth, you know, like that's just when we were kids, you know, shake it off. But it was kind of fun. It got pretty rowdy. The funny thing is, like, exactly where we were standing, people started like nudging her around. She's like, what's going on? And like, and she's like, is there people fighting or something? What's going on over there? It was fun. Coheed has like obviously like a cult following. I'm like a fan. It's not like my favorite band, but they're good. I like TBS a lot too. And it's a good show. Try to go to a lot of concerts if we can. So what's up, guys? Good morning. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't matter. You know, millennials, I think we got it. You know, we're still, doesn't matter. You know, your hips are hurting, your back's hurting. You're like, hold my beer. And then, you know, these dudes are jumping in and having fun with it. Middle-aged bros still like slamming around. You want me to follow my YouTube for a month and listen to all the top guys. So it's being a great trader. Love that you don't badmouth all the other guys. Great stream, man. Oh, thank you, John. Appreciate that. I don't really need to. I care very little about what goes on around me. Yesterday it's funny, yesterday in our Zoom call for our boot camp, some random guy came in there. I obviously revealed who they were afterwards. You know, they had like a bunch of fake accounts, but one of them was their actual name and brand or whatever. Anyways, was like somehow got into the free boot camp and then was just trolling. And I didn't care to delete it. That's how much I don't care. There's like, you can't touch us. That's how I feel. So I don't care. I don't care what anybody says, anybody feels, anybody thinks. Everybody was just laughing. So I was like, are you going to ban this guy? I'm like, yeah, I'm just too lazy to do it. I care very little about the world around me. When you get as big as we are, you don't have to care. But also, it's confidence. Like, we know that we're good, and it doesn't really bother me what other people say or think. For me, if you have something to say, you say it with your P&L. So if you don't show me your P&L, if you don't whip it out, I ain't got nothing to say. Saw Pantera, Metallica, and H-Town for Father's Day. Mosh pits were great. Dude, Pantera, Metallica would have been cool. Like Metallica, like in the 90s. Back in the glory days. When both those bands were like huge. Say it with, show me your P&L or we got nothing to say. Whip it out, buddy. So good morning, guys. We're getting ready to get started. We have revisions coming out this morning. And let me get the, let's see. Made some trades last night. Long trades at a stop loss. 3 of my accounts are up. Just 3. Set it. Went to the concert, came home, was up a little bit, closed out. Because it wasn't really going anywhere. But made about 4 grand already. Okay, hold on. This week, non-farm payroll revision coming out, but it is at what, 10 o'clock, right? So 30 minutes after market opens. Remember my speech yesterday on my Funded TV? No matter what happens, bad news is good news, I feel. Fed's likely to cut rates no matter how bad the news gets now, because they've revealed their cards in their hand, which stated that rate cuts are not going to be used to save the job market, which means any bad news that can bring stocks down. Saving the job market means saving the stock market. That's really what it means. Any bad news that brings stocks down risks the idea of fewer people getting jobs. Nobody's having a hard time to pay the elevated salaries needed to get over inflation and get people back to work. Therefore, bad news is good news, as people are going to bet that the Fed is more likely to cut rates on that. So any nasty dip we get is a dip to buy. That's my thought. Remember, I said about trying to get ahead of things. So bad news is good news. This Fed is no longer saying, they're basically saying we don't care, inflation is a temporary thing. This is not our motivation right now. It's the job market now. And that means save the stock market, which means Plunge Protection Team is back. If you ever heard them say this from back in the day, PPT, the Plunge Protection Team is the secret button that Jay Powell pushes to drive the stock market off of the lows. All right. So every big dip I'm going to get is dip to buy. Now, going with that, we have our continuum midpoint. We're well below it, at least for now. We have a new rollover event on Tuesday of next week. So next week we roll into new VIX continuum midpoint. This is the one. I never even labeled this one. We'll have the October one coming up soon, but we are below this, so market's not going to be sensitive to the news and events today. It's going to relatively shrug off things, which means whatever news comes out, especially the revision, it might come out rather light. Now, keep in mind, you can see on my screen right here. Oh, is that the revision? Am I off by an hour? What's going on right here? Is that it? No way, that's it. It is 8. I'm not off by an hour, is it? Hold on. Was it supposed to? I thought it was supposed to be at 11. I mean, at 10. Well, whatever. I'm not in a trade. No, it's at 10. Yeah, so I don't know what that is. Did I grab something? Oh. Did I, for funsies, grab something? Don't know what I'm doing, but I'm gonna grab a dip. We're gapping flat. Let me just put a contract there to see. Why the hell not? I don't see any news on that, so I'm gonna bet that the VIX is not really gonna be that volatile, so I'll just grab something just to see what happens. It'd be hard to think that the market completely dies and sells off today. I wanted to grab something pre-market anyways. I'm glad I didn't, so I'm just gonna put one contract, one account here. On this dip, this found pre-market lows and cleared them out, so this flashed some liquidity there. This touched the middle of this range, so we'll be gapping slightly flat, which I hate flat markets. So in flat markets, I always have the rule of I want to be long at least one for something to happen, then see what happens from there. I wish that was S&P, not Nasdaq, though. But anyway, okay, so we're not going to be that sensitive to news relative to what we have been before, meaning that while I think what Gamma said, we're going to be sensitive to any news coming. We'll be sensitive to this week's news slightly, but when I'm talking about sensitivity, I mean like relative to like our trading on a continuum midpoint. So when you are above here, VIX tends to fly out of control more easily than down here. The example is both of these days, right? So VIX itself is a loose sort of thing above the triple B, and it's a little tighter below it. So below it, the market will move, but the VIX doesn't fly out of control as much. Let me try to see if I got in on that. I'm going to see what that news actually is real quick. Anything crazy going on there? We had... no, nothing yet. ECB, Forex reserves rose. ECB bond holdings is ECB stuff. I don't know. So VIX is below here. So any bad news, the VIX is not going to fly out of control as easily as it would there without hitting some resistance. So remember, VIX is going to hit some resistance right here. And so we're kind of limited by the downside plunge in this environment, more unless the news is just devastatingly bad. So whatever volatility because of that is short-lived, which is why when we dipped, I just grabbed a quick little thing because below triple B is exactly my motivation to just grab along right here at yesterday's close, right? So super simple, just put one on. I don't know what that dip is. I don't really see anything in the news. So we're just going to take it and let it fly. Friends, hit that like button. Do me a favor. 500 triggers to give away now going forward is how we're going to do it every single day. And let's get ready. I'll make my little social media posts here. Bum, bum, bum. Okay. Right, so quick dip off of nothing crazy I can see. So I just at the close, which is essentially filling the gap wherever we're going to open. So hopefully we sustain a gap up on NASDAQ, which would be good. So I'm looking for today. Hopefully anything of all the days movement, you know, we're still working towards filling in what I call filling the gaps, but like filling in the red lines, basically, or hitting those anchor points from the big selling that we did have. NASDAQ has already achieved that. S&P really hasn't, right? So S&P has some room to move. Just to clean out, you know, what was up in here. So again, my bet is that we're back up here today and keep going, but we'll see. We'll see what we get. Already start the day. I am, you guys a little picture of this. So 3 trades I made, 3 accounts I grabbed last night, just with some contracts and made some money. Boom, 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 boom. Just kept it light and simple, baby. Friends, hit that like button while we're chilling. You guys know. If y'all, again, if we don't get 500 within the first hour, we don't do a giveaway. That's the new rule. That's the new rule, y'all. You get 500 likes in the first hour. That's it. Means 1 out of 2 people need to do it. So.
Button, rocket scooter, yeah, rocket scooter, yeah, hit the like button.
Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. I know you'd give me 500, Carol. That's why I love you. You're so nice. In the meantime, sounded a bit Trumpy. Oh well. I need to get my dynamic spot here, by the way. Hold up. $23,746. 640. That's like way down here. Dynamics are there. S&P is 6513. And 476. Yeah. Remember the rule of thumb. If 500 people don't click the thumbs up, we don't do a giveaway. That's only 244 of 500 people here. 1 out of 2. So I'm going to tell you guys, like I said, my new rule is I want to see it in the first hour. If it doesn't happen the first hour, we're not going to do giveaways anymore until it does. The following day. So help us out real quick. We'll move the engagement up immediately when you get on stream. Your friends. Friends. Flat opening. We hate flat openings. I grabbed something just on that little dip on NASDAQ just because I don't know what caused it. Still don't know what caused it. I'm going to trust that the VIX is not really... wait a minute. Israel something? Wait. Explosion? Oh, in Israel? No, that doesn't matter. ECB Forex? That might be ECB stuff. So it's not the Israel thing. It's not the ECB bond holdings. Those don't matter either for this. I don't know. Could have been something. There's some kind of explosion in Israel. Maybe that was it. I don't know. Not really sure. Yeah, that's probably what it is. Yeah, for our market, doesn't matter. It's not going to matter much. Whatever it was. That's why I'm saying don't matter, so I'm reversing it. Just a quickie little dippy dip. Should be all right. Yeah, it's a non-event. We know that, like, remember back in the day when we had the Israel stuff causing some turbulence, VIX was above triple B. Now that it's not, I'm going to say it doesn't matter because the market doesn't care. And so we'll be right back up to here in a second. That's the bet. I do this trick all the time. You know when the market's going to be sensitive to like extracurricular or extra side news or whatever. I consider that side news because it has nothing to do with the American companies. You know, the 500 companies I trade have zero exposure to Israel. So the idea is that this is the starting point. We're going to pass through that a little bit just to make it a non-event. So a non-event means it doesn't really price itself in. It doesn't mean anything to the market. So dipped, hit the close, grab the long contract, pull it back to here just as a technical scalp. As algorithms will shift something in pricing, but we know with VIX below triple B that the market's not going to accelerate volatility off of that unless the VIX starts moving. So the bet is exactly the bet I made, that the volatility is not there. Therefore, it's short-lived and we have enough liquidity to maintain. Do this trick all the time. I can tell there's certain times when I just do this. I don't even care what the news is, like what's going on. I just dips to a key pivot. Yesterday's close, test it out. Throw something in to go long the way up. This is like when you guys are watching me, I'll learn these pro tricks. As the years go by, I learn how to do this. Little by little. Shake Shack launches French onion soup. That's it, guys. That's the news. Abort mission. Shake Shack now making French onion soup. The market's coming down. I don't know. Maybe I like French onion soup. I don't know. Did I buy that dip? Yeah, it was one contract, one account, just to demonstrate. This isn't the true long position. Yeah, it's not. This is just to demonstrate something. So overnight, I made 3 trades on the long side. Essentially, right when we opened, right in the market opened, I put some contracts along and then I just held on to it and they got back from the concert somewhere in here and closed out. Wherever it was. Maybe it was here. It was up about 1,000 something each account. Baby, making that money. Can I pet that dog? That's right. These American onions make soup great again. That's the news. Shake Shack's making French onion soup and it's starting to lean into premium productions. That never turns out well. You know, Shake Shack's a burger place. Like, what the heck? What they turn it into, like a Panera or something? Look, there was a time when McDonald's was trying to make pizza. You guys remember that? That didn't work out too well. McDonald's had pizza back in the day. Trying to get on the pizza business. Nobody's like, I want Shake Shack. I can't wait to get a cup of their tomato basil soup. It'll be so great. Nobody. Shake Shack, even a burger, you know, fries, a shake. No soup for you. But maybe buy at the market open. Jay, rewind the stream. About exactly to this moment in time, 8:04, which was like 14 minutes ago. Kind of explain it for maybe like 10 minutes. McDonald's pizza was the best. What if you liked it? What if you hated it? So like that's really right. It went away because it wasn't really well received, I guess. Dun, 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 dun. I don't have any memories of what the McDonald's pizza tastes like other than it was pizza there. I'm sure it looks like it tasted good. It kind of looks like, oh, maybe they were competing with like when Pizza Hut made the pan pizzas. This actually doesn't look too bad. Well, it's pretty decent. Little tiny pan pizzas. Actually looks pretty decent. Kind of has like a Domino's-y quality look to it. Before I went to the concert, oh, I just longed the open, like ground the market open. Yeah. Nasdaq was above here, like above, it's a long up in Nasdaq. I'm just betting on the continuation of the bull move. No volatility, so I just grabbed a long right when we open. I was gonna long here, and then if it were to dip, I would have probably grabbed some more. That was, I was gonna buy like all throughout here just to continue the move. So I kept it small and that's it. That's my rationale. It was a long up. And sometimes, because we're still retracing that move that we had from like Friday. Friday dipped down and the market's just inching forward, and I'm betting on no volatility, meaning that the market is less likely to continue to chaos, you know? So I grabbed, remember, just like all day I was waiting for the market to take off and be long, and somehow it was restricted. And without volatility, we weren't really like moving higher or selling up. So, okay, fine. That's just resisting the move that's eventually going to happen. So I kind of still want to stay long on this. Remember, I've got puts to hedge. So again, it's the same thing I have every single day. Why long at the open? Because I should be long. This market's bullish. Bear market's bullish. Long up on the overnights, and I got puts in case it crashes. So 3 accounts, if I would have blown them up, would have been $1,200 worth of loss. Then I've got my puts still hanging out. Which have more than paid for themselves. Guys, do me a favor, smash the like button. We're gonna do giveaways as soon as we get to, we need 500 likes before within an hour of market open, or we don't do giveaway. That's the rule going forward. So everybody needs to do it, because I'm gonna make that number bigger and bigger and bigger to make the channel grow. One day it'll be 600, another day it'll be 700. So practice now. And then there'll be some days where we're like, sorry guys, no giveaway because we didn't get there. So we can continue to grow this. We need to impress our partners with growth. So we need to do the growth tricks. So we can ask for more giveaway accounts. That's the thing. You're like, if I click this button right here, Matt will go out next month and ask for 50 more accounts. Maybe he'll get them. Partners will be like, wow, you guys are still growing. Yeah, we'll give it to you. You've deleted all the other noise. Rocket Scooter 100% of the way. Oh, Shannon. And excellent, excellent. Okay. Well, we love having you here, man. It's a pleasure. Okay. Chat is free. Smash the button. Punish the old school folks. I'm not punishing the old school folks, just currently now punishing 243 of you who haven't pushed it. So look to your left, look to your right. You're getting a spanking because of one of those two people. Y'all give each other stern looks. Good morning, guys. What's up? I sound so insecure. Oh, no, no, no. It's a money-making trick. You know how much money we make on the stream? Oh my God. You'd freak out if I told you. You wouldn't think it's real. No, it's growth. It's everything, man. No, not insecure at all. Just driving revenue. It's what do they call it? It's called genius. That's the word you were looking for. I was looking for the wrong word there. So anyways, am I in the longs? One long, one account. Keep it small. I think what I would do is ask somebody how they grew 4,600% over an 8-month period. And then not only not say anything negative, what I would say is, please show me how you fucking did it. That's incredible. So maybe one day I'll write a book on it. We'll see how it goes. All right. Revision of the job report coming out 30 minutes after market opens. That being said, we're going to be able to wait. You ever do lifetime discounts? We do. Often at Black Friday is usually when we have lifetime discounts. So, and sometimes randomly throughout the year, we may have an event. We're not having another one until Black Friday, but we do usually some kind of lifetime discount then. Yeah. Yeah, acquiring hedging on puts with puts is a genius move, right? Because you're not really losing anything. The prop firm takes all the risk in that move. If you happen to be an okay prop trader and you make some payouts, you take some of your prop payouts. And the moment the market's wobbly, VIX above triple B, greater market signals bearish, whatever, grab some puts with a portion of the winnings. The puts could 10x. The prop firm can 10x, 20x, 30x. Your loss is just the amount of money you paid on the puts, which should be a portion of your profits, which means they were free. And then your downside risk is just blowing up your prop accounts, which is a couple $100 pop. All the risk is in the prop firm. Yeah, I've structured trades like this that I lose zero money on, even when they both lose. Like if I blow up the prop accounts and the puts expire worthless, I still made more profit than both of the two combined from the prop gains. I took 70,000 last month and then just budget a little bit of that out for this structure trade. Doubt it's allowed. There's no way they can disallow it. There's no way a prop firm is going to understand what's in my Webull account. You know what I'm saying? Market's open in 5 minutes, guys. I got one long contract at the door. Just bought on that quickie little Israel dip because it's a non-factor in the stock market. Back in the day when everybody was thinking like, oh, Israel is going to cause World War III, this and that. And the market was like shaky for a month. We know it's not. We've been trading for long enough to teach you guys it's not. And other than being shaky for a month, was really just a substrate, created by the VIX structure. And now VIX is in a more stable structure to where it's going to shrug off news like this probably very quickly. So I grabbed the dip. It's a little trick we teach in our VIX class. You thought you can't do options prop accounts? No, not in the prop account. No, my real account. So like I said, I take a portion of the prop money, and when we started getting some shaky signals, I grabbed some puts just in case the market falls so I can continue to long every day. You guys watch, I'm having like 10K, 5K, 20K, whatever days just by longing. And in case the market blows up all the prop accounts, I only had a few casualties. I think I busted one of the accounts a couple days ago, I think, and keeping it light. But if the market dies and everything falls, and I've got, look, there's that, just to demonstrate that scalp back to where we started. Let me close out and take that profit. See, that was pretty quick. Now the market's going to open for realsies, and then we're good. Just like I said I was going to do, I did it. Take the profit. Now it's only one contract, one account, but demonstrating that particular, mastery of the VIX. Guys, don't forget, we have a giveaway at 500 likes. We'll trigger the giveaway. That's the new rule. So we'll love you guys. Thank you for helping out. I'm very insecure, so I'm begging you to click the like button. Please click the like button. We want to make an extra splash this month. Let me go ask Fun and X for 50 more accounts than what they already give us. And ask my fund in for another 20. Just the tip of the button. You click the tip, stop, tippy top. You're laughing with MFE chat when they said you couldn't day trade options. Yeah. It's so crazy how people jump nosedive into trading and know so little about any part of it and what they're investing their money in and everything. It's so crazy how uneducated everyone is. It makes my job even more necessary. There are people that don't even understand what futures are, trading them. Like what they don't even know that they're just pushing a button and seeing money go up and down. Like absolutely no, like what it even means. What's the VIX? And people say stuff like that. I mean, it's very, futures was always like the elitist thing when I got started trading. You only traded futures if you were like a master at trading. Nobody touched futures because it was weird, it was complicated, it was hard, it was expensive. Or the risk was high because of leverage. And now everyone does it. Now it's like the beginners have hopped into the Shark Tank with the hardest things. Like, you know, back in the day, it was easy just to pick a stock you like, pick the stock, trade the stock. But everybody is in prop firms now. And it's just so crazy how absolutely like beginner level so many people are jumping in one of the hardest things. Well, options is the hardest thing, I would say. Futures is complicated for the other reasons that people don't think about, you know, VIX and settlement and all kinds of little effects that can happen. Contango. These people just don't pick up a book and say, I'm trading futures. Let me learn futures. They just say, I'm trading. This is where the chartists of the world have convinced people that doesn't matter what you're trading. Just look at the chart. It'll tell you what to do. Is to be able to immediately get hypnotized watching some video and somebody charting and they're like, oh, I'm going to learn trading. You really have to master the thing you're trading, the instruments you're playing, you know. This, again, the mastery just made me 400 quick bucks just because I understand the way VIX is structured. Just grab the dip. Didn't even know what the news was. Bought at the close, grabbed the dip, closed at the last, the non-event point, which is here. We teach that in the Catalyst class. It's now a non-event. Israel has nothing to do with stock market in the United States. So, like, mastery affords you opportunities that a new person will not have. 1 minute, baby, till market opens. I think we're still bullish for the day. Greater market's gonna be bullish. ED ratio is gonna be greater than half. Monthly amounts will be bullish. Will be above MHB. All three greater market signals will be bullish. We're gonna get a bull long up on the readout liquidity map. So if I were to long right here, even at the open, it's 40 points above the close. It's a nice, tight, even drop. I think we just open and keep going, which did happen. So get that revised numbers come out in 30 minutes. I really do think it's long off that I should probably be long on. Let's see what I want to do. So we'll check S&P. S&P is barely moving, just like yesterday. This might be where the opportunity is. I'm gonna trade. Oh, perfect flat day. We love and hate our flat days together, don't we? All right, let's grab it with a couple. Just a couple accounts belong up. Probably I'm just estimating and anticipating S&P, just like yesterday is the one that's not moving. Resilience is kind of up, kind of down. Remember, it's a gamble when it's flat. So 100% a gamble until maps come out, and I'm just going to hold on to it just in case it turns bullish. I don't think we're selling off, but I could be wrong. That's why I grabbed something small with the S&P. That'll keep it light. Get my maps come through. Bull long up, NASDAQ, same shit. I'm looking for the S&P to go up and fill the non-event point from Friday. So upper target on S&P today is going to be pretty simple. Little push to about maybe 65.30. Let me see where it is really quick. Boom, 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 boom. Probably about 65.35, something like that. Yeah, let's just guess. Let's just say it's about 35. Let's draw a... You guys remember this class? All right. Alrighty, let's work it. I hate being so insecure, guys. I don't know what to tell you. Hit that like button at 500, but do giveaway. Went to tell the story this morning, and last night went to the Coheed and Cambria Taking Back Sunday concert. It's crazy seeing my millennial brethren with you know, you can tell everyone just got off of work, Half the guys are still in like their polos and khakis, backwards baseball hat on, drinking a beer with their friends. Everyone's got beards. Everyone looks like dads. And then there's like music that we all listen to in college. And then a mosh pit breaks out and everybody's like slam dancing and pushing each other around and like, oh my God, I remember what it's like to be 16 years old. I mean, me and a bunch of age millennials. I posted a video on Twitter. We were on the edge of a pit. Little mini mosh pit broke. I know Coheed's a rather light-ish band. It's not like metal. But you know, the millennials were getting a little rowdy in there. And I had a conversation with IDoc. I'm like, you know, we're the last great generation will ever understand what it means to like leave a concert with a broken nose, you know. These days, I think the kids go to concerts, stand there just filming with their phones and play on Instagram. We would go to concerts. We would all stand together. One guy would be swinging his arms like this. Another guy's been doing like this, and you'll get thrown into somebody. They'll throw you into somebody. Someone knocks you on the ground. Some big guy goes, "Hey, brother, you all right?" And picks you up. And you're like, "Oh, I got here." He's like, "All right, come on, let's get you out of here." And then everyone's like shaking hands and punching each other and kicking each other. Then when the song's over, you're like high-fiving everybody that just kicked your ass. And I was just telling her about it. I was like, yeah, this is what concerts used to be like. And she's like, is that what a mosh pit is? I'm like, that's like baby light mosh pit. It's small. Like, people would get like, you know, wheeled out in like stretchers and stuff because they, you know, broke arms and stuff and those things. And so I was teaching her the mechanics of how to survive in a mosh pit. It was actually really funny. So she backed up and I was like, no, like we're on the edge. I'm like, we're not going to get thrown in. We're fine. And she's like, no, I don't want to get hurt. I was like, you're not going to get hurt. I was like, here's the rules of thumb of a mosh pit. Number one, don't leave your arms out. Don't hold anything. I was like, tuck in, stand still, because you're just going to get pushed around. And number two, stand with your feet like this. You know what I'm saying? Like in a pit, like if you're getting pushed around, don't stand like this. Do like this, like you're like a running stance. Lower your center of gravity and just stay here, because people are going to try to push you. So you want to stay firm on the ground. And so it was funny that I was teaching her, you know, how to not. I was like, the only thing you don't want to happen in mosh pit is you don't get hit in the face, and you don't want to fall on the ground, because that's where you really get hurt. And she's like, I'm just gonna back up. I was like, all right. So, those are the rules of thumb of moshing. But anyways, it was cute because she was like, are they fighting? What's going on? Is there a fight going on over there? I was like, no, I think just a bunch of people were like having moments of their childhood again, and everybody started going crazy. Although Coheed does have like a very diehard fan base, so they get a little rowdy in there. I think it's not like my favorite band, but I definitely like them for sure. All right, grabbing along at the open, bull long up. All data is good. S&P resilience is good. NASDAQ, because the only thing that's going to crush this position is if in 25 minutes we get the revision on non-farm payrolls come out, and then it just tanks. I am betting on all the way up to maybe 35. I don't hate this position. We'll hit it light and full of accounts here. Mosh pit mechanics. Yeah, it's like, you know, stay low. If you get pushed. And I was like, it was funny because outside after the concert, I was like, here, stand still. And she was like standing still. And I was like, I pushed against her shoulder and she fell back. I was like, see, you have no anchor. And I was like, so anchor down, do this and put your legs like that. And she did that. And I pushed against her shoulder and she didn't budge. And then some dudes walked by. They were like, kick her ass. They were just laughing because they thought we were like really fighting or something. It was kind of funny. She's like, oh, I get it. Yeah. I'm like, see, it's just like when you work out, you know, you want to like, you know, have a good form when you're doing it. There's a form to standing on the edge of a mosh pit, so you don't get pushed around. So, but we had a good time. It was Coheed, Cambria, and it was Taking Back Sunday, which I love Taking Back Sunday a whole lot. That's kind of like my jam from college days. But it was the original Rage Room. Oh yeah, like these days you can go like break pots and pans and stuff. That's like the new thing you can do. But that was basically what we did. And but yeah, you know, it's a bunch of, like I said, a bunch of bros. You know, he just got off his gig as an accountant for like one of the big four, and another dude just left the oil and gas happy hour, and they're all standing there like, oh, put their hat on, and they're like, oh, dude, cool. And they're like, I can't wait to tell the kids. So I was like, we're the last great generation that's ever going to know what it's like to just beat each other up at a concert and then like shake hands after. Kids these days don't do that, and they they just film it and put it on Instagram. So it's good to see that, you know, even in everybody's like 40s and stuff, there's still like literally a guy got punched in the nose. His like nose was like broken and bloody and just like spitting blood everywhere. People were helping him out. I was like, it's like taking me back. They played Timberwolves, dude. That's funny because they did the same thing. They played, what was it that they shit, I forgot what song it was. Yeah, they took a crowd request and they played something too. It was shoot, I can't remember what song it was. Timberwolves is good. They took a request and they played something. What was it? Oh, it was The One. So that's the one they took the request for. Ooh, 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 ooh. Boom, 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 boom. Come on, push up, baby. Running on that long side. Bull long got basically back to last night's sort of equilibrium. Let's double check some of the stocks here. Make sure that VIX is good and not bullish, which is good. PD ratio greater than half. Let's check monthly maps. Probably should still be the same as yesterday. Nothing crazy. Liking this. Okay, come on. Load it up. Guys, do me a favor, hit the like button. We're not at 500, so it's going to take 500 to trigger the giveaways going forward. Just FYI. New roll. Have to impress our partners here with some continual growth. You guys know the drill. Yeah, I don't know why S&P, Nasdaq is cashing the S&P stuff. Yep, nice and bullish. Nothing crazy there. Okay. Break that blue line. You know, that's accelerant. Come on, don't be chilling. Just be pushing. No red. We don't see that red today. I'm looking for the S&P to make its way to about there. 35. If I can get it. If market dies, but I'd like to get this up here. MOO imbalance come through. S&P down 90 million. Nasdaq down 19 million. Sell imbalance at the open. Trump gave the green light for an attack on Hamas leadership in Qatar. That just came through the headlines. Well, about 10 minutes ago. Bum, 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 bum. Can we get some love today, market? Nothing important today. We're gonna get a revision on the NFP data. So basically, the only thing we have today is pivoting around the open. Resilience is positive, S&P negative, Nasdaq. We know how these flat days are. We really hate them. They get kind of shitty sometimes. Can be kind of shitty. Okay. Nvidia, not bearish. Apple, not bearish with downside. Potential support at MHP. Amazon bullish at open. Microsoft bullish at open. Meta bullish at open. Tesla bullish at open. PSU is very bullish, including pushing in hedge pressure is a launch point to upside. Google liquidity pocket bullish at open. Really nothing looks bad on the major tech side of things. S&P looking pretty flat-ish and nothing big and substantial. An NFP coming out pretty soon. What's up? I'm going to show people how to stand in a mosh pit.
Are you told them to read?
Watch. Let me show you. Show them how whenever people are pushing you around, like when people are like doing like this, what do you do? Yeah, you just you keep your arm up. That way you don't get. What if I'm ready? Test. Oh, nice. Oh, you didn't.
That's what I'm supposed to do.
So what if
right?
I'm like swinging around and then you're like doing like this? No, you're not supposed to actually punch people.
Oh, but then
Well, I mean, you
they're
can.
violating me though.
But like if a guy's like swinging around like this, no, because
No?
you're gonna get like don't lower your. You're gonna get kneed.
Okay.
So ready? You're just like trying to keep people from like, nice form. See, you're just trying to keep from falling down. And then if people like swinging their arms around, you just want to like make sure you're not getting.
I'm so
hit in the
reactive
face.
though.
Yeah.
I'm so reactive that I would probably sock him in the face.
You probably hit him in the nuts.
like if
yeah.
that's
I was like, the one thing you just don't want to do is just fall over because then you get stepped on and that's when you really get hurt. So yeah, it's good form, by the way. Keeping your form up. They told him that the guys walking by, they were like, kick her ass. You remember?
yeah.
Yeah, just make sure you don't get, because you're going to be swinging elbows and whatever. Just going to make sure you're just covering your face. That's
Did
all.
you tell them that I was like, babe, there's a fight, babe.
Yeah.
And he's like telling me, no, don't worry. Nobody actually gets hurt. Not rarely do people get hurt in these mosh pits.
And I hurt. Like most people get hurt, but like hurt.
So
Yeah.
like halfway through the concert, I stepped like a few rows back, rows of people, because we're standing in like a general standing area, a few rows back, so he can enjoy the mosh pit. I didn't want to get involved in it. And as he was just finished telling me, nobody rarely gets seriously hurt in this thing, this guy exits the mosh pit, squats down right next to me, and there's like blood gushing down both of his nostrils all the way to the floor, blooding the entire wooden floor. And then everyone's like kind of jumping in, throwing beer on his hand and his face to clear it out. And I'm like, wait, what? You said nobody gets hurt.
Yeah. When in doubt, point fingers forward at eye level.
Dude was a chick.
Yeah. Mr. Scooter. So it kind of was like, here, actually, you made a video of it.
Yeah.
Hold on. It actually wasn't really that like, it was pretty rowdy. There's me. So basically, it got pretty rowdy. It was just kind of interesting.
I didn't. Yeah.
It was pretty nice. It was probably like 100 people. It cleared out. Yeah, it was not bad. But they they have like their crazy characters in their comic book or whatever. They had this giant, like, I forgot this dude's name, but
Simon.
it was
Sunny.
yeah,
Sunny.
this is kind of cool, like, statue there. But it was fun. It was pretty chill.
I just tried to understand the saga.
The dude that giant dude, the big sweaty guy.
Yeah.
He looked like Claudio. He had like fluffy hair. Yeah, and he just came over. He like bumped into me and he goes, bro. He puts his arm around me, just drenched in sweat.
Ew.
His mop of hair just like was all over my face. Yeah, he was drunk as shit.
Did you tell them that the mosh pit didn't last very long?
No. Everybody, everybody's kind of like, oh, my knees hurt.
Like, oh.
My knees are hurting. Yeah. All right. So anyways, kind of fun. Get on in there. It looks like it looks like an IPO. Yeah, right. Looks like the IPO for Steve Madden, right? That's funny.
You know what?
Sure. Thank you. That mosh pit needs a little blue chew. Yeah, well, I had told her it was relatively mild. They were saying like we should tell you about the wall of death. We would see a real mosh pit.
Oh, I don't know.
Hold on. Let me show you something really quick. Hold on. Let me see if I can find a video of it. Yeah. So let me show you what wall of death is. This is like, this is like what you really want to see. Hold on, let's see if I gotta.
Oh, you can't get out?
No. Watch what wall of death is. Oh, let's see. We got like a minute going into this. Watch. Let me turn this off so I don't get a copyright strike. That's a pit. That's a good one. Sorry about that, guys. Does anyone die at these things? Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah, but isn't this what you don't want to do at a festival? A stampede? You want to
Oh yeah, no, Wall of Death is great. It's like I said, it's like the scene from Braveheart where there's like the two armies just like marching at each other.
But like literally people die of suffocation. Over.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing about metal culture. Metalheads are usually very like respectful and kind to each other. So if one of your brothers falls, they clear a spot and they help you get out. They're usually pretty chill. They're not like assholes. This metal culture is actually pretty friendly. I've had people like it's pretty cool. Yeah. Usually like, bro, I got a brother down. Everybody's like, oh, let's help him out. And then they'll lift him up and carry him out like a hero.
Like,
yeah.
I'm gonna like make this as dangerous as possible, but no, bro, you hurt yourself. Here, let me pussy you out.
Yeah. Like bro's hurt, you know. I mean, you gotta think about like the lead singer of Cannibal Corpse has an Instagram where him and his family go to Disney World and Target, and it's like he like, this is me at Target. He's like, yeah, I love coupons. Like they're really like genuine family dudes. They're
I'm
nice
sure
people.
they are, but Jesus, like.
Yeah. Does anybody follow Corpse Grinder's Instagram? It's so funny because he's like, yo, I just took the daughters to Disney World. He's got his Mickey Mouse ears on.
Yesterday,
help a brother out. HBO.
Guys, I literally freaked out when I saw the quote-unquote mosh pit start. I was like, babe, they're fighting, move. And then he just stops, turns, looks at me. And he's like, oh, that's so cute. It's a mosh pit, babe. Oh, yeah. Why don't you get back into nerding out on your phone?
I got a video of her sitting there. She was doing math. Like she's sitting there in the audience, like she has some kind of optical diagram on that was like angles and lights and optics. She's trying to build something right now. And I'm like, are you doing homework at the concert? She's like, yeah. And I'm like, nerd.
Everybody at the concert are nerds.
Nerd. Anyways, it was funny. Yeah, pretty much. People listening to Cohate are definitely nerds. Like a nerdy band to like.
Everyone smells the same.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see. Boring market. Okay, we got about 11 minutes, guys, till the FE revisions come out. You missed the mosh pit scene from Mad Max. Please look at Nvidia. Yeah, Nvidia's pretty decent today. It's not bearish, not bullish. It's opening in between what we call liquidity pocket, which means Nvidia's pretty liquid. Nvidia does have support at 167.5. So I'm long focused today. We don't have any volatility kind of building. I'm long focused to continue to about 65.35 on the S&P. Volatility is VIX is below our what we call our contango midpoint BBB level, which means the market's not going to be super sensitive to a lot of news. And my bet is with a low VVIX that whatever comes out at 9 o'clock is going to be mild. So just got exposure in just half of my accounts, keeping it light. Oh, it's actually a little heavier than light, but not putting huge bets on the table here. Market is, there was an opening sell imbalance though, both S&P and NASDAQ, and the stocks themselves aren't necessarily super bullish from here. We're still kind of fighting that sort of up and down nature of being at the highs. Energy is starting to move today, and materials, industrials down. So this could be a big rotation day. Plus, being flat means the market will be very sensitive to pretty much anything. Resiliences are not super strong. NASDAQ is sort of bouncing. S&P is sort of positive. So I'm going to take the long bet. There's really nothing else to do. If I do stop out and the market does pull back, then I've got A pluses down in here, which I hate these flat open days like this are not really the best, I guess, gauges for, you know, which direction it's going to go. So I err to the bull side when everything else is bullish. But somebody said Corpse Grinder is a weirdo. Yeah. I was teaching her how to stand. She's like, I'm just gonna move back a couple rows. And I was like, okay. It was funny. I went to like, you know, I've been to like countless metal shows, like heavy ones like that. Like all throughout my life. And she's the hardest I was at the car. I was like, what's the heaviest concert you've ever been to? She's like, probably that one. I was like, oh my gosh, that's adorable. Probably before that, she went to see Ghost with me also. And Ghost is a very mellow concert for a rock band. It's mellow, like seeing the Muse or the Killers or something. It's like nobody at Ghost is like pit. It's not like heavy music. So she's probably like, it's probably like the heaviest one I've ever been to. And I'm like, should I take her to see like, I was like, I'll take her to see soil work. That'll be a heavy pit. Maybe next time Avenged Sevenfold comes into town or something. Let's say I was playing some music in there. I was like, would you go hear this concert? She's like, absolutely not. So I don't think we're gonna get IDOC into a pit at any point in time. We played the song "The Crestfallen" by Soilwork in the car. She's like, "What? Like a heavy pit?" I was like, "Close your eyes and imagine thousands of people just like flying straight into each other and smashing head to head." That song. She's listening. She's like, I'm like, you'll have fun. We'll go. We'll have fun. She's like, I don't know, man. Actually, no, I would say she did go see Hawthorne Heights and Amberlin with me on Thursday. Well, it's also kind of like the same genre of music. It's like not super heavy. Megadeth's final tour is coming up. Oh, snap. What's the blue line on NASDAQ? This is the overnight dynamic hedge pressure. So this is going to be an accelerant pivot if we break through it, which I'm hoping we do. This lack of momentum is surprising. I was very much anticipating the market to move in a similar fashion. Yesterday, so not expecting any downside movement. I'm trying to zoom out and look at the whole. Where's the range here? Almost like we've hit that same kind of top area 3 days in a row on NASDAQ. What does the S&P look like? Yeah, if it isn't sold off the last 2 or 3 times it tried to sell off, hard to believe that something's gonna trigger it today. Other than that news that's about to come out, 5 minutes, and I'm just kind of gambling into it. Flat day, resilience is positive, S&P. I'm perfectly fine being on the long side of this. NFP revision coming out soon. We'll see what get your financial juice open, and the market's going to move in exactly 4 minutes and see what we get on that. Guys, do me a favor and hit that like button, friends. Let's keep getting those views higher and higher and higher. All about the data, just waiting for 9. Yeah, and again, like I said, I think the way that it is that good news is good, bad news is good. This is the environment, that's why I'm longing. Any bad news that implies anything is bad is going to increase the likelihood of a Fed rate cut. So I'm not at all afraid of bad news. I'm not afraid of volatility. The VIX is showing no volatility. VVIX showing no volatility. I'm betting that the market goes up no matter what, whether it dips and rips or just goes straight up. I want to be in And I say it would go up and then maybe come down pre-PPI. And again, with PPI and CPI, it's the same story. Inflation's sort of off the table. The Fed's going to cut rates no matter what the PPI and CPI says. So Wall Street is probably going to let that dip and also rally. People are betting on the 50 basis point cut now. So bad news is good news is on the front of NFP and stuff. And I think with the CPI, PPI, I think it's going to be a non-event. Anything that dips is going to rip. People are now like, I need a dip to get in on these rate cuts. And so today might bait people into buying at the high. It would just rally straight up without doing anything. That's kind of my thought process going into this this news event. Never seen this news event before. Yeah, well, they revised the data after it comes out. It's crazy how they don't just like get the data right the first time. So I don't know. It's almost weird with Wall Street is that you're betting on incomplete data or unrevised data. I really don't. Maybe somebody here understands why they need to revise it. Like if new information comes in, or maybe like other people that are reporting to them don't report yet and they got to kind of like change it. It's not like the data is wrong. It's just incomplete, I believe. The bigger we grow, the better. Every single month I go back to our prop partners and I negotiate for bigger for you guys. Some of our prop partners give us, we're going to try to get Funded X to give us 100 accounts this month. We got 60 last month. We're working on trying to get 100 this month. And we even told them to match us. We said, every giveaway we do on our stream, can you give us an extra account to give away on Twitter? That was Slax's proposal. And so they might actually do that, which will double the amount of accounts we give away. And then my funded, I'm talking to those guys as well to try to get a little bit bigger of a thing with them. So basically, like last month, I think I gave away 750 something accounts, prop accounts across all of my streams. And every month we just get bigger. So every month we can like tell them, hey, can you give us a little bit more? So that way it's like ratio to our size. You know, the bigger we get, the more we need to do. Trying to get a 10K payout from Funded X Good Touch. Dude, that's awesome. Is it in the legacy or are you in the rapid accounts? So Matter T is right. There's a trade-off between the accuracy information and the timeliness of the release. That's what it is. Which is so weird is that, I guess like at any point in time, like where do you anchor down when's the perfect time to release? Because there's always gonna be somebody that's not reporting. It's probably what it is. Like people haven't reported, like the Bureau hasn't caught all the data. Right, there's like maybe like all the pieces of it haven't been reported yet. So there's like still some laggers coming in later. I mean, let's roll it. Come on, break. All we need to do is break through 65.13 and it's good. We get that hedge pressure tap and go, then I'm happy. Revision data coming through. Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh yes. Let's get that data coming through. Come on. No sell, no red, no push, no short the high. Just hang in there. Hang in there. Come on. Don't break our hearts today, market. Let me take chart on the other side of here. If it comes back down to be a non-event, then it's a non-event. It's a non-event. Damn it. I was hoping for an event. Come on. Market doesn't seem to care then. So this is again another hour or two of chop. This kind of sucks. Oh. Back to open, back to flat. I was hoping for an event. Check from the revision data here. Market's I think market's gonna pre-position for tomorrow's event. I think the anticipation people are gonna long into rate cuts is gonna make this go higher today to pull longs in and give liquidity at the top. Don't think we're gonna sell off today. Sell orders just came through. Looks like we've got a little bit of downside on the stock front, but again, flat day, anything can happen. So we're gonna kind of chill on this. No volatility, no anything. Nothing big deal. Non-event. Nice financial juice, Dad. Come on, load up. Thanks. Appreciate it. Financial juice is down for me for whatever reason. It's not loading up. Please do. Have a good day. You're the best. Why is financial juice not loading up? This is lame. Bye, guys. At 65, hang on to that. Is financial juice down for anybody, or is that just me? It's not loading up. I'll open a new tab here. Is it down for you guys too? Okay. Somebody said, how did Bearing Bulls know? No. He didn't. He posted after the move. Like when he was posting here, the candle already came down. See, look at stuff like Bookmap is just going to show you the order flow as it's coming through. It doesn't mean direction, doesn't mean anything. It just tells you that there's sell orders coming through. So the idea is the sell orders are the reason the candle fell. He's just reporting what he saw. He wasn't predicting that there were going to be sell orders. Bookmap just tells you the orders are coming through, the imbalance is there. So you're not able to see it ahead of time, by the way. So what I was saying is when you were saying you tell everybody to get out, and then like in that single minute candle is that what you're telling people to get out of their longs, right? Okay. You can't see orders before they happen. That doesn't make any sense. I don't understand what you're saying. What? Yeah. Guys, don't laugh at him. I think he meant to say something else. No, but like the orders, I'm saying Bookmap, somebody asked how you predicted something. That's what I'm telling people. You didn't predict anything. Bookmap just tells you the order flow as it's happening to correct the person that asked you the question. Bookmap's not telling you, by the way, orders are about to come through. It's telling you the orders have happened. Like it's reporting as it's happening rather than predictive, as people were asking. Yeah. Yeah, financial juice is down. I'm not talking about the timestamp. I'm not talking about your call. Somebody asked you how you predicted the orders were going to come through. And I said that you didn't. You reported, not predicted. You're telling people Bookmap said orders. And then that's like Bookmap has no predictive capacity to answer the question somebody asks you. I'm not talking to you, Bearing Bulls, somebody else. Yeah. Let's just remember, guys. Remember, he's timestamped it. He told everybody to get out of their longs. So let's just listen to that. Yeah. The order book doesn't mean anything too for the direction of the market. Order book is not really useful at all for direction or even capacity or anything. The order book is usually more of like a noisy sort of thing. Yeah. But so when somebody's asking if bookmap is like something able to predict something, it's not able to predict anything or movement. It's just a thing that's showing you what is in the market. So it's not a forecasting tool. So, yeah. Financial juice is down, yeah. Yeah, it's just not like level 2 is not useful data for like, I guess, day trading. I would say that's just my opinion though. But yeah. What course do I take to predict the future? Fortune telling. Course in fortune telling. Yeah. You just reset your core account. It says an NMFU has been reset, but isn't allowing you to log in on TradingView. Interesting question. I'm not really sure. I would get with my Fin Futures and ask them. A lot of pros on Wall Street swear by it. Well, I don't know. I mean, people are just talking about get out of your longs now because Bookmap said so. Let's see what Bookmap told me to do. There's a lot of people that swear. I mean, nobody's technique is wrong. Let's start right there. I have my own style. Everyone has their own style, but reading order flow, a lot of people swear by a lot of things, but just letting you guys know, there's no edge in reading the market as it's happening. Level 2 order flow tape reading, there's no edge to that. It's just another technique like chart reading. There's no edge to that either. The edge is with you as a trader, right? How you behave with the data you have, and so there's nothing wrong with having a style or whatever. But trust me when I say there's not like a physical statistical edge that comes with any real thing that looks at the market in real time. Candle data, real time. Real time is mostly just going to be noise, and information is useful as a part of a diet of things you're eating or digesting, but it's not necessarily predictive. As we've learned today, it was time stamped. Every get out of your longs, order flows coming through. Yeah, that's exactly what I did, right? So, you know, certain things do have an edge. That's all I'm saying. It ain't that. Holy fuck, let me close that down. About to have a $10,000 day. Let's go. All right, that's $1,000. Close that out. Pull long up, just settling through the gap fill. I don't know if this is really momentum, but hopefully we'll pick up. I believe that we do have momentum going into tomorrow. We passed through 65.13. This is a support pivot. And so anybody that's like using a cascade or like a series of tools, be mindful of understanding that everything is good. Bookmap is definitely good. I always tell people it's good when it lines up with rocket scooter tools. There's like two types of tools. There's predictive tools and analysis tools. So we are a series of predictive tools. Here's a level and volume will be here in the future. Analysis tools are like, this is what's happening now. And it shows you resting orders and the level 2, but the resting orders never really provided any information as far as direction or movement goes. But it is useful to maybe see where people are spoofing, if that's important to you. And then of course, when you see the unusual activity or the order flow coming through, it's useful to confirm the move that you're seeing. So when you guys are using like a series of tools, try to find something predictive and something that's analysis together. That's why I tell people like ICT is an analysis tool, like as it's happening, with Rocket Scooter being a predictive, here's a level to look at. Together, they're very powerful, and Bookmap's very powerful with Rocket Scooter when you put them together. Sparing Bulls was telling you guys earlier. But as far as there's a lot of order flow, get out of your longs now. It's meaningless to the greater structure, right? The greater structure is the greater structure, and while the market is moving around, the greater understanding that the VIX is in a key spot where the market's likely not to be volatile allows me to trust that the market's not nosediving on that particular event. And so this is a greater structure piece of market understanding, which is VIX. And VIX is going to provide me a little bit more confidence to staying long, because a revised NFP number is not necessarily going to be a shock to the market, and bad news is good news, which is the greater understanding of how the market structure works. The Fed is going to cut rates. The worse the news is, the better the cut's going to be. So it doesn't even matter what the revision is. Good news is good news and bad news is good news. So you guys listening, the speech I gave before the market is going is that we're going to probably bait some long liquidity into the high so that people are going to buy into the bad news is good news philosophy. They're not going to give people a dip to buy in PPI and CPI, right? So, yeah. Well, no, variables, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking about the people that are asking about it. You know, you had a good timestamp, and it's good, right? That you had a timestamp and you had a call in chat. Nothing wrong with that, man. You told everybody to get out of longs, and we disagreed, so it's okay to disagree. Doesn't mean you didn't call it. It's good, but it just means that the signal was bad. Because it clearly long is the correct trade right now. And so, you know, while Bookmap did indicate something was going to happen, it didn't indicate a reversal. It just indicated, you know, a little bit of selling. You're right. And the greater structure indicates a lot of buying, right? So there's different time frames, right? For that 1 minute scalp, that was a correct trade, I would say. If you were able to catch it in that minute, yeah. I'm kind of trading for like the morning though. Mine's a little bit of a different play. I'm not necessarily panicking on a 7-point move. So, you know, it's good. It's really good. So, but the order flow is just mostly noise. That's why I always tell people it's good for usefulness of like confirmation is confluence. But like, you know, my time frame is a little different than like the noisiness like that. That's, you know, a single candle sell off. It's too quick for me. I don't really trade in like 1 minute time frames and stuff, you know. I'm a little different. That's just me though. Yeah, they're good. They're good together, yeah. So where NVIDIA played out. Yeah, that's part of the greater structure, right? NVIDIA and other stocks and MHP is another reason why I'm not really worried. I don't think we pick up some momentum soon. I'm more likely to like sort of, you know, I don't really know on this one. Swear by like this MHP holding. I was hoping that NVIDIA would pick up some steam here, but we'll see. Like the market is literally trying not to do much. It kind of sucks. But I always tell people there's, in general, think of like a step further than motivation, right? You see a bunch of sell orders come through. Yeah, market's going to dip to find buyers. But when are we going to know when the buyers step in, right? Is like a step ahead of that. So my job is like, as a greater market is bullish, is to like, okay, where will the buyers be? Let me buy the dip. And so I'm in the second wave that wasn't revealed by order flow tools. And then say, pretend like I jumped in, went into long. Can anybody forecast that? And my thought is that you really can't forecast where people are going to want to act on the market. They're not revealing their hand until they act. And I hope this supports here at the open. Again, we hate flat, choppy days because they tend to do this a lot. I tend to just plant and hold. So I've got 2 contracts on this. Just like something small. And hopefully we get something chill. All right, 366. But you always need in your diet a mixture of a predictive tool where you can plan a trade, and then you need a confluence tool where you can confirm that things are lining up in the favor once your trade plays out. So most ICT traders that are shopping around and stop here call us the missing piece to ICT stuff. Because ICT stuff is finding momentum and liquidity in real time. You know, it's candle tricks, chart tricks. But then it's like, okay, where do I want to long tonight? Where's the dip I want to buy? Well, you're not going to know that until the candles play out and you're reading the candles in real time to make your judgment. Well, like Rock Scooter is a predictive tool. The opposite. We don't do much. I mean, we have some confluence tools, but we don't do much like candle reading or tapering or anything like that. Ours is just like, well, I'm going to buy it at 746. I already know I'm going to do it. It doesn't matter how it gets there. It doesn't matter if it's a fair value gap. It doesn't matter if it's, I don't know, turtle soup. I don't even know what this is. It doesn't matter if it goes back in fucking time and then goes there. I'm going to buy the dip. So to me, it doesn't matter the shape or the pattern or anything. The planning tool allows me to say there's likely buyers there because they're there for a different reason. And then I can take a trade there. So the difference is, for those of you, when it gets there, you would use like a book map to say, okay, what is going on right now? Are those buyers actually here? Is the market actually receiving that order flow? What I was actually looking for. Okay, financial juice just finally came up. Let's see what it says for the data. Economy created 911,000 fewer jobs in 24 to 25 originally reported. More ammo for Fed rate cut. See, this is the bad news is good news mentality, right? This is what I was telling you guys this morning. Remember, as traders, I gave you all a speech yesterday that you always want to use your fundamentals to get ahead, right? So this one right here, we even have fewer jobs than originally reported year over year. So bad news is good news. More ammo for rate cut. Remember, I told you guys to think about this yesterday to get a step ahead. Bad news is good news. Good news is good news. Doesn't matter what bookmap or anything else says. I know the greater structure is that bad news is good news. So there's really no bad news that can come today. So while maybe bookmap is reporting a bunch of newbie traders on Wall Street dumping on the bad news, I'm the one that's a step ahead that says, okay, let me buy. And again, I could be wrong. Right and wrong, doesn't matter. But my job is to say, what is the greater structure is that bad news is good news. And the news is certainly saying bad news is good news as well. Will we get people believing in a higher probability of rate cut at that time? Let's double check. Let's look at Fed Watch. See me right here. Go here and see if there's anybody shifting that probability around. It's about 15% yesterday on a 50 basis point. You know. All right. Come on, what's with the internet today, man? Internet's being crazy. Let me show that chart today, baby. Let's go. Miscalculation. What's a 503? What the hell is Fed Watch down too? Like all my tools are down today. More like, I would say that it's more like the timeliness. An example is certain, you know, the report collects everybody's data. And the report is like, we're going to report here, everyone in the country. And everyone in the country may do their reporting like at different points in time and then submit their data here. But some people may not collect all their data until after the report. Think of it like, instead of it being deliberate, think of it as the government is a slow fucking bureaucracy that nobody does anything on time and it's delayed. So whoever's reporting their data themselves might just be out of sync with the government report. So they report later. Like the bulk of it goes in here, but there's more people that haven't reported yet. More like a timing thing rather than you know, I used to think that the government and everybody was like padding shit for Wall Street's sake. And I the more that I think about the government having some hierarchical structure of conspiratorial level, you know, craziness of like, let's all conspire to make money. I really remind myself of every time I've done anything with the government. It's a bunch of lazy, fucking, stupid, bureaucratic organizations that are just disorganized with each other. You ever been to a government website? It's hard to believe they're organized for any kind of nefarious behavior. It's more just like they're disorganized, and that's why there's late reports. And it's the government website. Ever try to pay a bill for like a speeding ticket or something? It takes like an hour of your day. It's stupid. Yeah. So the inefficiency is probably what it is. I hate to think that, like, you know, Wall Street's paying off its people like, hey, report your jobs data late. They'd rather just get the phone call from people. They wouldn't care when. They just get the inside info if they did that. But most likely it's just everyone's out of sync with the government report. They got to pick a day and time, and the rest of the world all operates at different periods. Everybody didn't just say, okay, let's shift the way we operate as the government wants to report. So as the years went by, I just realized it's just the government that's dumb and lazy and inefficient. I think the California DMV. Yeah, exactly right. Did you sign the purple form? No, I didn't. Well, how do I get the purple form? Well, you got to fill out the blue form. Where did I get the blue form? Oh, well, that's at the building across the street. Okay, so I just walk across the street. No, you have to make an appointment there. There's 2 weeks. 2 weeks. 2 weeks out, you gotta make an appointment. So I have to make an appointment to go get in line to get the blue form to fill it out, so I can fill out the purple form. Yeah, that's correct. And your license is expired, so you gotta get the green form over there. Ah! All right, here we go. Dude, it was like 5 or 3 on this website. Okay, so actually the probability went down slightly, down about 9.8% of a 50 basis point cut. So about 25 here and 50 here. 10%, still pretty decent. Bad news is still not really, I would say that it's not shifting a lot. But yesterday it was 10%, now it's still about 10%, shifting slightly. I would call that noise rather than anything. Probably any shift now is going to kind of weigh in on the CPI and PPI numbers, I would think. Even though Powell's expressed how kind of less significant they are in their overall dual mandate rather than this jobs data. Bad news is good news. And I don't like that we're not seeing any momentum here. Kind of boring. So I think I'll take a little bit more heat on this. I hate days like this because what they tell me is that it's going to be a non-straightforward day. What's likely to happen is that I'm just going to think outside the box. And then this, and then this, and then that, and then this, and then that. You don't usually get trends. You get like drops and pops. So inside of here, I am long from the middle, which is kind of stupid, but 2 contracts keeps me okay on S&P because it's $1,000 if I'm wrong. It's being long at the open. Had a nice little pop on that. It was exciting, but the market is kind of pulling back. No scares and volatility, nothing yet. Nvidia, MHP. So Nvidia has good support. Apple has good support. There's lower lows before support. You see how this, like Amazon has a support down there. Apple has a support down here. So there could be a drop and pop as the market finds stability. And there's just rotation. It's pretty light rotation. So in reality, the market's probably not going to go anywhere easily. It'll probably move quick to the downside and then probably pop quick to the upside and sort of just chop all day, which I hate choppy days. I really do. So let's, it kind of feels like it wants to pull back, but there's no VIX movements, no volatility movements. The market's just sort of not moving into tomorrow. This was nice to see. I was kind of excited to see that. I can kind of just wait on this one. Boo, 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 boo. Boom, 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 boom. So Nasdaq does have a little bit of space in the gap. I had my first trades this morning were longing at the dip and then now longing here. Closed out some scalps right there, but some of the Nasdaq ones I had when I bought the dip. But other than that, everything else is just kind of chilling flat-ish. Barcode morning. Yeah. Just hang on for the road. It's a very light day relative to what we've been seeing, like news, volume wise. It's just more like pick a direction and stick with it. My belief is that this is the low of the day. This is it. This is it. This is the dip. We're back to here. We're not back to there in about 20 or 30 minutes. I might just kind of like trim down to 1 and leave a runner all day and close out. So essentially dip, hold, chill, 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 pop. Chill, 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 pop. It's a tracking day. Index is strictly tracking the stocks. So the index is not going to trend, but it's going to follow the stocks. And the majority of the stocks are still bullish-ish today. Very strongly bullish, if that. So any stocks that find dips are going to move. So it's going to be a day kind of like that if it does move. Or downside move, right? The market will be like down, pop, down, pop. Not really trending. It's not going to do this. It's going to like... So the idea in these like kind of like pop days like this, you're not going to get the opportunity. You're not going to see momentum and go. In your ICT style trading, momentum trading is going to get chopped pretty heavily. Kind of just have to pick your direction and trust. See how this is like trend down, trend down, trend down, pop, pop. It's not really moving in a direction. You just kind of pick your battle and get in kind of in the range and then cross your fingers and hope. Market's not going to give any clear sign of direction. It's choppy days usually. I keep it light, keep it small. This account was up like, I don't know, 500 something bucks or whatever this morning and whatever it was. So this one's flat for right now. Good morning. What's up, Keeps? What's up, dude? My sketch looks very accurate. Thanks, man. I'm an art school dropout. What can I say? It's just gonna like move sideways, pop, sideways, pop. It's not gonna give you like evidence to get in. This is kind of what days like this do. You just gotta kind of have to pick your poison and trust it. Barcoding days tend to test your patience. You tend to have to sit there for a while. You know, I've held through slightly green, slightly red, very green, slightly red, and I'm still holding on for something, right? It's still in the range of, well, you know, something's gonna happen. I tend to err to the greater market bull side more than anything. If I were to pick a direction, I never pick the market's gonna sell off. Like markets don't fall, they just float, and the market's been floating, and then we had some bad news, which is gonna lead to good news. My bet, personally, is that by the end of the day, we end up here along the same path we've been going on, no matter what it does in the meantime. That's the case, and that's the case. Whatever it is, it just seems like it's tight, but we're still trying to price in higher highs. I feel like that's just me though. Like I said, you just keep it light, keep it small, not risk too much. I'll put it back down to 1. Let's just chop it around. I think like now I just want to hold some runners. Keep it small. Nothing too crazy. How's UVXY look today? It's a bearish liquidity map, but there's no red line. So typically we remove the red line from this one because we don't short off a hedge pressure as a rule of thumb anymore. Like we don't take that short, but normally the liquidity map used to look like this. From blue, it is downward pressure. It's just not an actionable short because it's a 60% chance it breaks, or 40% chance it breaks through and 60% chance it bounces on the downside, according to Ian's last published study. So because of that, we removed the red arrow, but it doesn't mean the pressure is not there. VIX at the interface has a 60% chance of rejecting and 40% chance of breaking. So, but the pressure is still downward. So it's a decay pattern, which is good, which is what you want to see. Keeping it light. Keeping it light today. 1 contract. Do 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 do. Where's that rejection point down here? I get on here really quick. It is looking a little... has a weird look to it, to be honest. $6,500 S&P being tested one more time on that overshoot. Okay, let me play here. Let me grab a long here. Add one long, one contract. S&P. At 746, I'll play NASDAQ. Good deal. I did want to see some movement today. So here's the hedge pusher bounce point. So this is what I was kind of looking for earlier for some kind of movement. Let me grab a NASDAQ here. All right, this will be nice to see if I get a bounce right off of this. This is the last little spot for long entries, and then I have A+ set up at 75. That's right on the edge of where I wanted to be. That's why I was keeping it light, 1 to 2 contracts just to play the range. All right, so we get that bounce of a hedge pusher here. Gonna hang tight. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I think we're okay, but don't go anywhere, guys. I'll be right back. Hold on. All right, let's let her rip. Pretty nice. If we get the long up at hedge push, should be really good there. yesterday's low. Unusual there. Hopefully get the little hook here. Grab some Nasdaq at this dip. All right. That would be the most unusual thing for me to think there's going to be any kind of pre-PPI market flush crazy sell-off. Hopefully this is the low of the session, which should be good. Edge pressure 746 overnight dynamic. Hopefully be the spot to hang from. All right, time for some whoosh fan action. Let's go. Let's get the long up and hedge. Flat days always have this sort of like kind of random side to it, which way it would go, up or down. And so this is why I keep it small. I don't really put too much effort into elongate like really heavy. All right, VIX is pulling back a little bit after this move. This could be the stopping point, which is good. All right, let's hit it, baby. Let's go. Let's get that bounce. Let's get that bounce. Playing it good. Let's get that bounce. Where did my little drawing tool go? It's like back here somewhere. Let's get that bounce. How far did we move? Wait, 850 to 730? Wow, okay. Bigger than I thought. Come on, market, hang on to that. I would have never thought we would got 120 points of move, a flush here, but this is good. This is a low, I think, for tomorrow, and I think we're back up to here by the end of the day. Good, good. Just holding through it. Added one more S&P down here at the bottom. Proxy trade NASDAQ, and like I told you guys, all the other stocks had like lower lows to support on. NVIDIA has MHP there. Amazon and Apple both had MHP underneath them. Amazon bounce point, Apple closer to it. We could have a little bit more flush on this, but this is where the stocks are going to make the decision. Are they crashing or not? Microsoft on the edge. So this is it. Tesla on the edge too. MHP across the board. So this is like testing the liquidity. The market's actually bearish. We'll lose, or the stocks themselves, especially the bigger ones, are bearish. We'll lose it here. If the market is sustaining or flat, this is the hold point here. So I'm going to bet that we hold. Here goes VIX again. Yeah, another little candle on the VIX. I think another flush to 720. With Apple and some other stocks, it could try one more time. VIX is actually starting to pick up some steam now. Just a little bit. A little bit more on this one. I'm going to stop probably by proxy right about 720, I think is where that overshoot's going to be, which is essentially about where Apple is bouncing. Close enough. All right, should be okay. I see some bounce here. Why am I buying with? Why am I still buying with res less than 0? Resilience is not a direction indicator. Resilience is just a positioning, sizing, influence indicator. Resilience just tells me there's resistance here. That's it. So here to there is a scalp. That's a trade from here to here. And then because it's resistance, it doesn't mean sell off. It means I trade just to there. That's what it means. I want to try to get something here. All right, come on, move, baby. There we go. That's clean now. Give me some of that green candle there. Come on, baby. I've got all my accounts fully engaged at this dip. All of them. All right. Right here. We can get the hold here, that'd be nice. Get the hold here would be nice. That would be really nice. Big drop here. And we get to 772. Come on, volatility. Settle out, man. Settle out, baby. Remember, flat days are always like a crapshoot. One way or the other. Especially with res just being bouncing all over the place. This is a decent support pivot here. It's trying to support, but we'll see if the bulls hang on to it. Other than that, there's nothing until A+ at the bottom. I'll find it hard to believe that this day becomes one of those big sell-off days, but we'll see. Hopefully it should be okay. Alrighty. Can we get some love today, market? Bull long up. Let's go. Guys, do me a favor and smash that like button, friends. We love you all to death. Really appreciate that. We'll be giving a giveaway today. At 1,000 viewers, we're giving away a Tradeify straight to funded account. Other than that, we'll do some My Funded Futures accounts today. You guys love My Funded Futures. We got hundreds of those things to give away this month. My stream and My Funded TV stream. Let's rip it. Let's rip it, flip it, and reverse it. Let's get these. Most of my accounts are green-ish from here so far, tiny greens. This one you're staring at right now is net down 500 bucks. This is the one that was up 500 and then down like 1,000, give or take some net 500 in the hole. So fingers crossed. Let's get some green. Come on, let's get some green on this. Time for, you know what it's time for. It's that time again because guys, comes a time every person's life when they need a whoosh fan. Whoosh, whoosh fan. Fingers crossed. It's probably gonna die today, despite the theatrics in the song, but that's okay. Fingers are crossed. Hopefully, something good comes out of today. Grab some one contract longs here on the edge. I'd love to see this just hold. This would be really nice. It's the legend of Milb. We probably hold here for an hour. Yeah, we probably like scoot around for an hour and do nothing. Come on, whoosh fan. This is slowly starting to climb just a little bit. So this is a gamma support level on NASDAQ futures. This is 746 weekly options gamma exposure level dealers. This is their overnight dynamic hedge pressure level. It is support as long as the market does find a buy imbalance here. There's your volume that's coming with it. Let's hopefully the volume's in decline with advancing candles, usually what you look to see for that to hold. It is the legend of Mib. It's the legend of Mib. Whoosh fam. Come on, baby, get a screen today. Blowing dreams to gold. Goofy, I love it. It's the legend of Mib. What the whoosh found. Mystical whoosh found. All right, let's take some profit there. Let's take some profit here. Just at the retrace. These are just all the scalps I got off of whoosh fan levels. Guys, I'm about to bump another 10K day. Cause it's the legend of Mib. Well, hold on though, we need the other song though, because it's one of those days where I'm just like, we gotta say our prayers today. The market doesn't die today. You know the rule? Like, the market please don't die today. I mean, guys, you can't ever argue with the legend of Mib. Mib is like a legend in this space here. We need to Mib, like, do we even know what Mib looks like? ATB. Dude, so like, you know, somebody needs to make a drawing of who Mib is. Mib is a legendary figure in the Rockseer community. Why? Because he appeared in the lyric of a song and nobody knows what Mib is. Or is it Mib? That's what I'm thinking. All right, only 2 of my accounts are red. This one right here is about to break even. Everything else is green. I dove in and all my accounts, as I told you guys, right at that blue line where Mib was. The momentum's getting, like I said, I don't trust there's volatility. Perhaps don't lie. And there's resistance with negative res right at the open. I'll close right at the top. On the other ones, I'll let these 2 run. Hold as a runner. Yeah, so we make an image of whatever Mib is. It'd be so funny to see if we have a guy named Mib. All right. I think like I don't want to play like super duper chop all day long. All right, let me take profit there. Let me take some profit there. Let me close this out here. Right at the open, right at the resistance level. I'll take profit there and profit there. 42.29. I think I made 10K. We'll trim that down to 1 NASDAQ and hold a runner there. Again, let's trim that down to 1 and hold a runner there. That was perfection as far as execution goes. All right, let me update you guys. I've got the two accounts here that have 2 runners on them. That's it. This is the day's move. Easy peasy. This is the one on the screen still, and this is one has a runner as well. These 2 have runners. Everything else is closed. I'm so fucking good at this. I know. That's why. Take the bet with a couple of accounts. Market dies. Hit in with the rest. Don't trust the volatility. The market just be a thing. Deal. I don't know what this is though. It's pretty decent. So I got 2 runners where I indicated the arrows. 1 contract ES here. 1 contract NASDAQ there. And that's it. These were the 2 accounts at the open that took the nosedive. This one and this one when I was longing. And as we fell, everything else I dove in for some longs. Do I use trailing stops? No. I trade from target to target. That's it. Careful the 4-hour candle. Yeah, that's it. So I got runners just in case it goes. And if it doesn't, then these 2 accounts will take a small loss today and I'll call it. Easy peasy. That's it. Because now somebody said, why long res is less than 0? You're correct, right? Res doesn't determine if I long or don't. Liquidity map does. It's long pressure from blue. Problem is that when resilience is negative, I exit my trade right here because it's resistance. So I use that as an exit target. Guys, it's the legend of mid. Let's be real. How can anybody come in here and say I don't trade? Just never know. Look, I was so confident in my trading. I went and took a leak there with no stops. Ooh. I got green juice today. Now, this account on the screen might take a loss today if resilience doesn't shape itself and go up and fill the gap. Best case scenario, the runner is there for the gap fill, which again would put this pretty close to, I would say, maybe break even plus some, because I got in this one here, maybe a little bit. I've been doing this for so long. Flat days, I know are a crapshoot. I believe we're going higher, but that's just me. And again, initially I was wrong, but because I knew I was playing in a flat barcode market, I didn't long in all the accounts, just in a couple of them. And I always promise you guys, I'll let you see the first account I'm doing. That's always the promise. So the one on the screen is usually the one that performs the worst because it's the first one. I think it's unfair when traders are like, the market were to fall to there, and then I were to long there. Or like an example is like, I think it's unfair for people to, if the market moves and they go, oh, well, you didn't see that I was in these trades off screen. Yeah, let me get in finally here. The earlier trades off screen, I think is a little unethical. My first entry is always on screen, which is why the one on screen usually does the worst. I think that's more ethical to show some of your first intent to trade, right? So the idea is if the market moves here and then moves here, and then finally you get in on the long here and then make 500 bucks and close out. You're like, yeah, but I made 30 grand because I had some earlier trades on screen. So for you guys, we'll always pretty much see the account that takes the bigger beating. I think it's fair. What do y'all think? I'll let you guys tell me. Like, because I have one DOM I usually show on the screen. I usually show my first attack and then I announce my other entries like afterwards. You guys think that's the more fair thing? To focus on the one that I have to work the hardest with and the earliest one. That way there's no, oh, he was also in longs I didn't know about. You'll always know my intent to long with the first one. Yeah, keep it the same. Which does lead to a little criticism like, I only see you take losses on the stream. And I'm like, well, because I commit to showing the first intent on the stream. And that's the one I'm never like, I'm going to long here. Like I'm pretending I'm flat, but long on the side. I find that to be unethical. So I don't do it, right? I feel like, so the one on the screen usually takes the bigger beating for that particular reason. But that's okay because that's the one that I have to think the most about. Which is good. I think if what you see on the screen should show my intent. If I'm long off screen and not long on screen, I find that to be unethical. So, and I also don't ever reverse my trade. I don't long here and short here. I don't do that either. So if I'm long somewhere, at least on the screen, you'll see me long as well. All right. Looks like we have some little bit of 10 o'clock movement here. I don't know if there's anything that came to the pipeline on the news side of things. Nothing really here. Israel stuff. What's going on? Old news, old news, old news. Just the 10 o'clock, just the candle, just the hour change. You guys like that song? You're too focused on your own trades? Okay, cool. That's what I like to like show people, you know, what's the intent of what you want to do. I think it's important. So, but I'm always like, I'm going to add I'm long and engaged in all my accounts here, as I told you guys, which is good. In flat days, I'm just long in like two. I think it was actually two or three. I can't remember. I think I actually was long in another one here. And then the S&P I had two, then I trimmed to one, then I got back in on two, and then I trimmed back to one. And again, the idea is split your risk up. I teach this all day long. And also people out there are very like copy trade, splitting your risk. Somebody, some troll on social media was very, very stupid. Some people are stupid. Like it was almost like, yeah, Matt teaches trading. Like he put some of his accounts here and some of his accounts here to try to get people to blow up more, to sell more affiliate subs. And I'm like, what? Spreading your risk out blows up less. People are absolutely dumb. Like I swear to God. Trump came back in the office so we can use the word fire retardant again. I can call people fireproof because they're fucking fire retardant. They literally are. They are. 100%. It's the silliest thing in the world to think that copy trading is somehow less risky than splitting your accounts up. This is the difference between a bunch of green and red than everything being red. I thought this is the silliest thing. People are like, when I teach people, especially like people in the prop space, people in the prop space have zero clue. Even people on prop TV shows have zero clue about prop firm risk models and stuff, which it just makes me like want to teach even harder because there's so much that a lot of people don't understand about the way things work. Splitting your risk up diversifying is always less risky. If anything, if I wanted to be a weasel, sometimes, guys, by the way, while I'm talking, y'all whip it out. Y'all do anything today? If I'm trying to be a weasel, I would copy trade. And everybody would have blown up with me today. And everyone would have bought prop. I could 10x my prop income by copy trade. You kidding? Oh my gosh. Blows my mind that people think these things. And I'm like, maybe somebody's just trolling just to be stupid, but maybe they're just stupid. You guys, does everyone here understand when you split your risk up, it's less likely you're going to blow up all of it. If I'm buying 3 here and 3 accounts and the other 12 accounts here, at minimum, if everyone was copying me, everyone blew up 3 accounts. If I put 15 of them here, then everybody blew up 15. Oh my God, I'd rake in 5 times as much affiliate income. So I teach trading best practices. I feel like what I teach is best practice and how you should approach the market in general. I'm not even at all thinking about affiliate revenue. I'm not thinking about anything. I'm trading trade to make the most money possible while trading. People are just dumb. I look fashionable today. Thank you. I wear the best of my 7 brown shirts that I have. This is my favorite one. 400, 1600, 1200, 1700, 1250, 800. Not bad, not bad, not bad. Tough day, but again, trusting T6. Nice job, buddy. 2.3. 19,000. Nate, Jesus Christ, bro. How the account survive a 100-point fall? Number one, I'm trading S&P, so it didn't fall 100 points. S&P barely fell. Number two, I only had 1 contract, added another one, had 2, and S&P only fell 10 points on 2. That's about $1,000. That's it. The longs were in S&P. And then we fell. I trimmed the 1, then I got back in 2, and then we left. I was proxy trading when Nasdaq hit hedge pressure. So Nasdaq hit hedge pressure, I piled in Nasdaq. And I held through the S&P just because I expected hedge pressure to bounce. Also, because Nvidia, Apple, Amazon are all sitting at MHP, and I'm betting the market isn't crashing today. MHP, Amazon, MHP. See, this is what Rocket Suit are so good at. Who cares anything else? I know my pivots. I know the bounce points. I attack there. So I was only long a handful of accounts in S&P and only fell 10 points. Barely nothing. Barely enough to even consider stopping. And I just attacked at Nasdaq MHP. And I closed everything out but 2. I'm holding a single S&P runner here. I'm holding a single S&P runner here. These are both the initial longs from today. Then now we're back in 1 contract just in case. At minimum, they're going to lose $700-800, and I'll close out green for the day. This is a great master planning attempt. As I tell you guys, I'm amazing at betting. I'm a master. This is why I wear the headband. I'm the master of betting. I master bet more than any of you guys. Sometimes 3-4 times a day. That's why they call me the master. And when you come to my course, my guru course, I will teach you all how to master bet just like I do. And you'll all be really good at this. So get those numbers up for Keith. Only 4 times. But iDoc is a master baker. She's really good. She bakes all kinds of breads. everything. Y'all are too funny. All right. Thank you guys for hitting like button like almost 7,800 times. Let's do some giveaways. All right. I'm going to say, let's do a poll. I'm going to let you guys pick today. I never really do this. I'll let y'all pick. Trading is, again, that's the inside joke of the community. Trading, I tell people, is a master class in betting. So at some point, one of these knuckleheads started saying, oh, so you're a master at betting. And the joke, we're like, you know, boomer humor, right? Boomer humor never fucking ends. No, hold on. I'm going to type a poll here. Like, when boomers find something funny, it circulates through email chain for like a decade. Boomer memes never die. So, you know, here, dick jokes will never die. All right, let's see. What should we give away? GPT accounts, my friend and futures accounts, Tradeify accounts, or Fun and X accounts. Let me make it more specific. 50K, my fund and futures, scale accounts, Tradeify, growth accounts. Let's put them all side by side, kind of similar. Fund and Next, rapid accounts. You guys, as I'll put a poll up, you guys decide where we go. Are all these people AI bots or what? Literally giveaway mentioned already. Wait. No, they're just typing in chat because I didn't tell them I was putting a poll up because I'm an idiot. All right, you guys choosing the poll. We'll give away a handful of whatever y'all pick. How about that? All right, the payables benchmark data came out on the revision to be down 911,000 off of the previous announcement. So it was revised even worse. Benchmark revision is the difference between the benchmark employment level and its corresponding sample-based estimate. The overall accuracy of establishment survey is usually gauged by the size of this difference. The benchmark revision often is regarded as proxy for total survey error. This does not take into account error in the universe data. The employment data counts obtained from quarterly unemployment insurance tax forms and administrative data. Therefore, it reflects employer record-keeping practices in differing state laws and procedures. The benchmark revision can be more precisely interpreted as the difference between the two independently derived employment counts, each subject to its own error sources. So basically what the sentence is saying is the employment counts obtained from quarterly unemployment insurance tax forms are administrative data that reflect employer record-keeping practices, differing state laws and procedures, meaning that the inefficiencies can arise from record-keeping practices and state procedures, which can lead to error in the two data sets they're looking at, right? So that's why these revisions come out. Man, you guys are split. TPT is the first one. Okay, My Fund and Futures Scale, Tradeify Growth, Fund and X Rapids. Damn, you guys are like, this is telling me what you guys like the most between all those accounts. Slightly Monosage Matt. So I remember how I spelled my name now. It was that's how I spelled Monosage. This is the old Halo story. My friends were Donk, Deezy, Doozy, and Sleazy. My Hee Haw squad, my Halo boys back in the day. And I was Monosage. So basically, when it said you got killed, people are like, what does that say, Monosage? Yeah, like, you got killed by man sausage. So like man sausage would be like teabagging you in Halo 2. That's where that's how I spelled it. Because my name in gaming is Menace, and Menace is like the name, so it was like Menace with a Monosage. So this song makes you think of your mother, really? Why so? TPT trailing is only in the funded side yet. It's end of the day drawdown before that. You guys have voted. It looks like There's a mix of everything. Wow, you guys are, it's like neck and neck. It's cool to see what you guys want in this poll. I'm going to take this for record keeping purposes. All right. Subscribers get 2 entries. W. Kevin, what's up, buddy? Welcome to the chat. As a Rocket Cadet. This is Kevin. This is the Kevin who wins all the contests usually. Kevin's got good luck. Not like the other Kevin who's the mod who has horrible luck. Rip Kevin. He's Kevin 1 and you're Kevin A. That way you're both number 1 in my heart. I love that song so much. Okay, let's get the bot going for some giveaways. Her eyes tell the story. Right, where's the damn bot at? Looks like TPT is it, you guys. All right. I know the drill. TPT is the name of the game. Type TPT in chat. Let's go. We'll give away like a, I don't know, handful of these accounts. Now, we'll do more later. Trust me, we do giveaways all day. So this is just the first. When you guys voted on TPT, everyone's going to say boo to something. Y'all aren't going to like everything. I know. Let's keep going. I kind of want to play. We got to have like a fun giveaway song that I'm going to play. We'll dig into the old. No, not that one. Not that one either. All right, y'all type in TBT real quick in the next 2 or 3 minutes. It's got to be like a, where's the other one that I was looking for? Oh, that's a good one too. That's a, I'm looking for like the, hold on. I know what I'm looking for. Where's that? I don't even know. All right, I'll type it in. All right. No, not that one. All right. Not that one either. This one. Okay. You know what? I was trying to find one of the giveaway songs, or whatever. We'll just jam out to RS Vibes.
Watch the profits grow. Chart swinging side to side. Other gurus while ride. Scooter tools.
All right, everybody type in TBT real quick.
Stacking bags with so much ease. Rocket scooter. Ride the chill flow.
Whatever. We'll just put the chill jam on. I was looking for this other giveaway song that we do, but I couldn't find it. This song makes me so happy, dude. Is there activation fee if you win TBT? There is not. It should be like, I think they credit you back or something. TBT doesn't allow most African countries. I didn't know that. So after this, I'll do a Fun to Next giveaway after this just for you guys as a secondary. Okay, how about that? For you guys that didn't like TPT. I'll do Fun to Next as well.
Catch that wave, let the market sway. Scooter life, we just trade and play. Green candles dancing, sun on my face. Rocket scooter keeps my bag in place. Rocket scooter, ride the chill flow.
Jupiter 98, winner number 1, TPT 50K account. Good job. All you gotta do is be here every day for the giveaways. We do giveaways daily on the stream. We do more giveaways here than any, probably 5 influencers put together. Out there, tons of people out there doing like a giveaway every once in a while. We do them daily, all throughout the day. I gave away 27 accounts yesterday. We'll do like probably 20, 30 a day. The song makes me so happy. I don't know why. All right, good job, Jupiter 98, winner number 1. All of these songs you can get in the song submission channel in our Discord. Scooter skanking. Would the Fun and X rapid accounts be the best? No DLL, 1 day pass, and uncapped payouts after 5? We're fairly cheap. Right. So the Fun and X rapid accounts are the quickest to pay out of all the accounts you can get to. So if quickness to payout is your gig, then that's the best one. They're easily. Okay. Good deal. Man, I love that song so much. Okay. Malco, winner number 2. I didn't even say his name and he already went in there and got it. Okay. Hold on 1 second. Let me go down here to the... I swear there was like a giveaway song. There's one I was looking for in particular. Oh, maybe this is the one. The Fallout themed giveaway song. Ragtime Matt.
Step right up to Matt's Wild Show. Tune in live for the day trade flow. Futures flying as the charts unfold. But we all know why you really roll. It's the Matt giveaway hour. Drop accounts raining down like
I love this one. All right.
Drop that keyword.
Everybody, Fun and X.
Stick around or you'll miss
Couple
where
more.
the fun is at.
You got 1 minute.
That's wisdom dropping, candles popping, band. But you folks are dreaming.
I wish I could just have like my own program that just randomly picked people from chat. A lot of these like YouTube bosses stuff.
That's the #1 rule. It's the man.
This picture absolutely does not go with this song. I need like a ragtime Matt and a straw hat and like a candy stripe suit.
Never round, don't say your longest. That time tongue for really voice.
Be kind of nice.
That's the king with a waitress eye. We'll pay for the whiz go.
Matt from Fallout. Yeah, this was like the kind of Fallout sounding one. Reminds me of what's that song? Like Alright, I'm spinning the wheel. Fun and X.
So gather round, don't
We'll give away
trade
two
alone.
50K rapids today, and this afternoon we'll give away a ton of My Fun and Futures accounts. So I want you guys to come. We'll do like a little tiny event with My Fun and Futures stuff. So it might stream there at Lunch Money with Matt, and afterwards we'll do My Fun and Futures giveaways at both places so you guys can check it. All right, I love giving away stuff to y'all. Oh yo guy. Yeah, I know that song kind of reminds me of that whole ragtime Fallout vibes. Oh yo guy. Oh yo guy, type something in chat. Let's go. He ain't here. Ain't typing. You feel like you're never gonna win? Well, this month we're gonna get bigger. We're asking Fun to Next if they can match us 1-for-1 on Twitter. Every time we give away on our stream, that we give away one on Twitter. So we're gonna try to double with Fun to Next if we can. I'm asking everybody for some more accounts this month. See what they say. Oyo guy. He ain't here. There he is. There you are. Like a last buzzer beater, bro. All right, congrats. You're the winner. Yeah, no way. You won. Look at that. You had me scared for a minute that you weren't going to make it. That song is like super funny. It kind of reminds me of, you know what song it reminds me of? Like when we were talking about Fallout, it kind of reminds me of that. People say a man is made out of mud. Poor man's made out of muscle and blood. You guys remember that song from Fallout? You load 16 tons. What do you get? Another day older and deeper in debt. St. Peter, don't you call me, cause I can't go. I owe my soul to the company store. Just diving. Winner number 2. Remember, if I just remember running around in Fallout 4 listening to that song, building my settlements. Tennessee Ernie Ford, hell yeah, some good old jams. What's Fallout is that? I think it was from Diamond City Radio and Fallout 4. I think it was number 4. Sometimes when I just want to feel good, I actually have a bunch of playlists that are the Fallout playlists. So you remember Diamond City Radio was the one station from 4. That's what I really loved about Fallout 4 was the whole Diamond City concept, that they turned like an entire well, it was Boston, the hell. They turned it into a like a city, like Fenway was turned into a settlement, which is that's so cool. Because it was in Boston. So like the big green monster or whatever, the giant wall, you like got to run around the baseball diamond. That's what my favorite part about Fallout 4 was. VWAP, Q, Q, Q. There was a bunch of cool songs in there. What was that? What was that song? There was oh yeah, Rocket 69, Rocket 69. You remember that song? VWAP, QQQ, last one. They call him Crazy Beat. He's whacking, he's slapping, he's whacking. Ooh, he's whacking, he's slapping, he's whacking. Whatever it's called. Chopping that meat. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. I could bring you guys all back to your Fallout 4 days. Chopping that meat. Chomp on that thing. All right, VWAP, Oyo guy, congrats. You guys are the winners. Y'all too. Congrats. Congrats. All right, what do you have to do? As always, you're going to go to my Discord. Links in the description below. At the bottom in the Discord, you are going to find in the link, click the link, go to the Discord, go to the channel. It says contest. In the contest channel, look up an admin named Slacks. He's our head guy there. He'll take care of all the contest stuff. Send him a message, let him know you won. He knows you won. Show him a screenshot of your YouTube ID from inside your account, and he'll verify that it's you. That's very important. Make sure you both have accounts. The first two of you guys have accounts with Take Profit. Second two of you guys have accounts with FundNext. Now, with Take Profit, the way Take Profit is, we're going to credit you the account when you go to checkout. You're going to buy it with your credits. The account will not appear in your thing. You'll have to actually go buy it, and you'll have credits. We'll tell you, we'll give you a link, instruction on how to do it. With FundNext, you just need to have an account with those guys, and that's it. The FundNext, have an account with those guys. Make your account, and then he'll give you all the information how to grab those accounts, and we'll assign them to you. They should be there. Anyways, congrats to the 4 winners. We'll do some more, and this afternoon we'll do my funded futures for you guys, and maybe some Tradeifys if we get up to speed. We get our viewers up to 1,000 every day. Every day we get to 1,000, I do a bonus giveaway of a Tradeify straight to funded account, 1 per day, which is, you know, $500 a pop, which cost me like maybe, what is it? It's 500 times 20, $10,000 a month. I'll spend $10,000 on you guys. That's how much I love y'all. Bearing bulls is so funny. Don't feel bad. You have like 24 YouTube accounts. I've been here before the Zoom days. Just being funny. Never use Take Profit. Trying to read up on how it compares to other offerings. Take Profit is by far one of our most used coupon code. Take Profit is fairly popular with the Apex crowd. Very similar. It has daily payouts, which is a cool thing. It's end of the day drawdown, 2 days to pass on the eval side, which is really nice. And then you go to the next phase, it becomes trailing drawdown, which is, it's like the Apex crowd really likes that. And trailing drawdown, but it's on the funded side, but you get daily payouts. This is what people like. You can request a payout every single day. That's what I like about Take Profit. I take a payout every day on Take Profit if I want to. My affiliates also Take Profit is also daily payout. It's like a savings account for me. If I ever need money, I just go to my Take Profit account and draw some cash anytime I need it. It's 50% consistency on the eval side, and on the which is really nice from the trading perspective. Be able to take a payout whenever you need it. It's very nice. It's very nice to have that benefit. That's one of their major perks and why people love them. On the funded side, no consistency. This is the big selling point. It's only 50% on eval side, and then no consistency when funded. That's kind of the benefit. It's trailing drawdown, but no consistency. So what a lot of people do is they bet them pretty big and hit them pretty hard, like very similar to Apex style. Yeah, which is really cool. Yeah, and it's just like other intraday. As soon as you get over the buffer, then it's a static account, which basically means 2-day eval, 3rd day YOLO, build a buffer. Now it's static. Go get your payout. This is how people trade TPT. This is what they like about it. No consistency on pro accounts. And the intraday consistency is 50%. So it's 2 days to pass on the test side, not 5. TPT. It's 2, right? Five-day eval. I thought it said 2-day 50%. Oh, you just flip the other 3 days. Okay. So 2 trading days and flip 3. Okay, yeah. You guys are right. Sorry, my bad. I don't trade with them, so I get those rules mixed up. So yeah, it's 2 actual trading days and then 3 flip. So you don't have to really just flip it on and off. Yeah. So they put a buffer of time on there. Yeah. You have to send in a video. I've never heard anybody complain about Take Profit. Let me give you guys a hint. Take Profit is our most used affiliate code. Believe it or not. It is the most used and it's the least talked about here. Well, I think Apex is the least talked about. Take Profit is like the second least talked about. I don't trade with them. Not that I don't want to, I just have no more capacity to keep trading in multiple accounts other than the ones I already am doing. Take Profit is great according to the community. It wouldn't be the most used code if it was full of shenanigans. So it's very much so where the Apex traders have mostly migrated to the Take Profit world because it's like a better Apex according to most people, according to them. More consistent with payouts, more consistent payout rules, yada, yada, yada. Most used equals most failed. I mean, there's nothing, that's actually not a joke, Mark. That's actually very true, right? Because trailing drawdown is the hardest to pass. It's a really quick and easy reward if you do pass, but the probability is lower. It's all risk and reward, right? So the idea that you can take a daily payout and YOLO your way into a payout with no consistency is actually pretty neat. But the failure rate will be higher in return. It's not really a joke. You actually nailed it, Mark, because that's exactly why it is the most used code. But also the most used code by number of people, surely, as far as like personal taste goes as well. Not just like the most used code per person, but I was saying the most amount of people when I compare all my stats, which we have a whole team that compares these stats. We have, our customer data we do for Rockets here. Like we're very good at looking at data. We also look at affiliate use data. The most people in this community use Take Profit personally per person than any other firm as well. It's also the most used code on top of it, which does include higher failure rate because trailing drawdown will have inherently a higher failure rate because it's a harder account. But also because the way people trade them as well will be YOLOing them on the eval side, which is appropriately the way to trade it. It saves you the most time. And when they're cheap, not a big deal. That's, I think, how most people choose to trade it. And you will have a few more busts up front, but the payout is bigger down the road. If you can get that funded account to static with the buffer, the payout is fantastic in return. So more risk, more return, 100%. You absolutely nailed it. So for us, like chewing on the prop firm data, like why they are that way, that is part of it. But I think the daily payouts is a big hit for people, and the 2-day pass is a big hit to people as well. Most of the firms now are 2-day pass, though. This is kind of the growing trend. My funded is 2-day pass. Top 7 is 2-day pass. Funded Next on Legacy is 3-day pass. Funded Next Rapid is 1-day pass. So Tradeify, I think, is 2-day pass as well. I prefer Tradeify with end of the day trailing, but the consistency is a consistency. Yeah, well, that's why if you like the end of the day accounts, Terrence, Rapid, that's it. It's better than on the consistency side. Rapid Funded Next is good, or My Funded Futures. If you go pro, there's no consistency and no DLL. My Funded Futures Pro is the best trading prop firm account you can have. There's a premium for $227 a pop, but that ain't bad when you realize there's no consistency on the pro side. It's 2 days to pass the eval, and then you're untethered, trade how you want once funded. That's why I tell people My Funded Futures Pro account is the best all-around prop trading experience you can have. So, and again, prop trading is rock, paper, scissors. I made a post about it last night. Don't let people tell you there's one thing that's better or not than the others. This is a really good piece of information to have. There is a rock, paper, scissors part of a risk model. A prop firm is income minus payouts equals profit, right? There's a balancing effect to make sure that profit or payouts are always less than income to make sure that the firm stays solvent. A casino has the same risk model. The risk model is as such that there are ways to limit the amount of winners to a certain probability by doing one of a handful of things. First thing is account types. This is the way you do it. There are 3 types of accounts, literally only 3. There is static, there is trailing drawdown, and And then there's end of the day, which is basically a combination of the two. Static has the highest success rate. Okay, success rate. Static is the highest. Highest. End of the day is the medium. Trailing drawdown is the lowest. But in return, the cost reflects the simplicity, again, to balance the risk model. One thing goes up, everything else goes down. It's the most expensive, the medium expensive, and the least expensive. Lower success rate, lower cost. Higher success rate, higher cost. It makes sense, right? So you're gonna make your money somehow through the higher cost this way. So the idea is that these are the account types. This is one way to balance your risk model. The other way is what I call the rock, paper, scissors. Rock, paper, scissors contains what I call the holy triad of rules. The holy triad of rules are daily loss limit, consistency, and this is a gold mine of information, you guys that are prop traders, okay? I work as a prop consultant. This is the second business I have. I work on the side. I talk to prop CEOs all the time. I have meetings with them. Last week I had a meeting with 3 of the top 5 prop firms, sitting down with them, advising them on changes they need to make. People recognized us as a voice in the industry, a mathematical voice, and a connection to the community. Therefore, we're widely considered I always joke around and say we're the Rick Rubin of prop firms. People want to know what my opinion is because I'm speaking with y'all and they know we're like a math-focused community that's going to do our homework and not just spit out opinions. We very much represent both sides fairly to create a fair and even game for both people. For the prop side, I like to basically vet them to make sure you guys get a healthy experience and not scammed or schemed. And from their side, I help them understand the rules they're creating that'll create risk problems for them, as well as poor communication with their customers and everything. Single-handedly, we changed Fund to Next, this community alone. And we changed like 5 major things with them by working with them when they had a failed launch of a product. And now they're on top. The idea becomes we work very close with these prop firms. And I'm telling you, this is from the inside of how the risk models work. Yeah. People just want to know our opinion. We kind of just sit there as an advisor, which is neat. Okay. DLL, consistency, and cap. This is the risk model has one of the 3 things. Okay. Or 3 of the 3 things. Most firms are going to have all 3 of these. Good firms will have 2 of the 3. The best firms will have 1 of the 3, and no firms have 0 of the 3. The only firm that comes close to 0 of the 3 is My Funded Futures. Pro account only. My Funded Futures has no DLL, no consistency, and 100K payout cap at 80%, so you get 80 of that. For you, you can consider the fact that you've never made 100K payout as uncapped to you. Okay. So TPT is 40% off. Oh, thanks for letting me know, Navo. I didn't know that they had their 40% off back on, but appreciate that for letting me know that. So the idea is My Funded Futures has a 100K payout cap. It's practically uncapped to you. So when I tell people of all the firms I know out there, My Funded Futures has 2.5 of the rules gone. I give that one half credit. It's a cap, but you're not at 100K, so it's not a cap for you. An example would be Top Step. Has payout cap of 5K at 90%, right? You may not have DLL or consistency, but you have a cap. And then when people say this firm is better, that firm is better, it's not. This is rock, paper, scissors. Does everybody understand? 15 days is difficult, but this is I'm going to show you the other triangle that goes with this. Uncapped. Let's bring each piece over here. Caps, right? As the cap gets higher, the scale is 0 to infinity. So does time and market. We call it TIM. In the prop risk model world, it's TIM to infinity. The higher the cap, the longer you're in market. Remember, the more you give, the more you take, right? I think I'm kind of cool with just like, closing out these longs here, closing that flap. So the higher the cap, the longer you have to trade. Okay. The higher the consistency, if it's consistency in a funded account, the more D to P, days to payout. Okay? Typical rule. Higher the consistency. If it's a 20% consistency, then, as the consistency is lower, it's usually more days to, consistency is higher, you maybe get to the end faster, but they'll add more days to pay out. Take profit's a great example of that. 2 days to pass, but you need to be here for 5 extra days. They limit for their monthly cash flow how quickly you can pass. So if consistency goes down, usually once you get to the end, you're ready for your payout. So higher consistency, more days to pay out usually. It's quicker to pass, but they add a few more days. There's some way they'll get you, whether you stay in the game longer. So higher cap, you have to trade more days. Higher consistency, you got to trade more days. And higher the DLL, this is a kind of a thing that is an interesting thing. So what they all three of these do is cap. So let me start over. Consistency is how much you can make per trade. Max. Consistency is a max per day limit. So it's a limit on what you can make. So your P&L curve only goes up a certain slope. Actually, let me start over. Your P&L curve only goes up it's a stair step. You can only make a max per day, which creates like a slope. Your consistency is this angle, the theta here. The higher the consistency, the higher the slope. The lower the consistency, the lower the slope. Simple as that. DLL is also a slope limiting thing. Daily loss limit is the same kind of stair step, but it goes underneath you instead of above you. It's the same thing. You can only lose so much and then you're done for the day. It's a max win per day. This is a basically max loss per day. So the way these risk models work, and again, we have a whole mathematics like focus. We have a whole team of mathematicians. We work on this. The idea is that you have a box around any particular day. If you zoom in on this, you see this with a box around it, okay? With an angle here. There's only so much you can lose and so much you can win. Does everybody understand so far before I tell you guys the next step of this? I know it's a lot to absorb. Do you guys understand? Consistency limits your growth on this side. DLL limits your loss on that side. We're all same page. I think my chat is frozen. Hold on. Your load YouTube froze up here. All right. So with that being said, you basically you're trading inside of a box. You can't win too much. You can't lose too much. That's it. Okay. All right. Dick the floor. LOL. Okay. So that being said, payout cap is, despite all of this, payout cap is how much you can remove from what you've gained. So all three of these things limit. One of these things, consistency, limits how much you can make in a single trade on a single day. DLL limits how much you can grow because most people only trade like a 2-to-1 or a 3-to-1. It's some R multiple of your risk. So if your risk is like, I'm going to risk, my DLL is your risk. That's how much you can lose. And I usually trade 2-to-1 trades. If I'm making an example, then I can only make 2 times my DLL. So it limits about how much you can make. DLL and consistency together basically limit how fast you can grow the account. The cap limits how much you can take out. So like with the example of Tradeify, it's perfectly balanced where I've got $200,000 of buffer in the account that I can't even take out. So they all are going to get you somehow. And the idea is that along the way, either you get squeezed along the way, or B, you have so much in there, you got to work your way towards being able to take it out. All the firms are exactly the same. It's just rock, paper, scissors in that triangle. They're all exactly the same. All of them are. They just find a clever way to put the parameters of this triangle to compete against each other. One of them might say no DLL, but we have a payout cap. Another one would say no consistency, but we have a DLL. Somebody will say whatever. So what you have to do is you have to take those 3 points on the triangle and put them side by side. Take firms that have, for instance, no DLL and no consistency. When you have two firms that are exactly the same, then you compare these metrics. No DLL, no consistency. You have firm A and firm B that have both the same rules. The two things you look at is the time and market, D to P, and the cost per drawdown. These are the three metrics you use as a shopper to find out which one's the better firm. If time and market, one of them might say 5 days to trade. The other one says 4 days to trade. 4 days is clearly the better value at the same cost per drawdown. The first thing you do is cost per drawdown, see which one's more expensive. If those are the same, which one's quicker than that? The next one is days to pay out. Days to pay out, not necessarily is a deal. A lot of them allow you to flip. It just buys you calendar time, like with take profit. It's just calendar time. The extra 3 days to pay out or 3 days to pass doesn't really matter to you guys as a trader. Because you're just flipping the account. There's no risk to you. But that's what you got to do. So the disadvantages of the Fund Index Rapid Challenge is it's a payout cap, right? So it's 1 day to pass, 3 days to pay out because there's a 40% consistency. So 3 days minimum to pay out. So it's 4 days from start to finish to pay out. It's the quickest payout in the business, but also the payouts are tiered, right? You don't get infinity payout. And that's kind of where the other side of the triangle is. Right. Good questions, good questions. So when people are like, all the age-old arguments are like, this one's better, that one's better. Unless you put all those parameters together, you can't really say one of them's better or worse. You have to kind of look at all of it together and see. But in the prop space, you guys need to make kind of like those judgment calls yourself. So like on the Rapid side, for instance, Fund Index Rapid is widely considered one of the best accounts you can buy. For the reason that it's a quick term to pay out. For the cost to drawdown to be as affordable as it is, the 50K is 110 bucks, I think, after our coupon, or 115 bucks. And the payout structure is I just have it memorized. Let me look at it real quick. Payout structure is on the middle tier, it's $1,500 every payout, and after 5 you go uncapped. So the bigger tier is $2,500 every payout. After 5 you go uncapped. The price point being cheap is what makes it very popular. So DBT eval has a 50% consistency rule, right? With 3 days to flip, which is good. So remember the holy triad, DLL, consistency, and caps. All the people that are like drinking the Kool-Aid of a firm are drinking the Kool-Aid of a firm. Every prop firm is exactly the same, with the exception of one type of prop firm. Let's see if you guys are smart enough to read between the lines. Every prop firm that is still alive is still the same. What is the other type of prop firm? Can you guys figure out? They're all the same, but there's one category that's different. One category stands out. Let's see if you guys can guess what it is. I kind of give you a hint to my first sentence. Bankrupt firm. Yeah, Simon Deal nailed it. It's the opposite. Every firm that's alive is the same with the other category of firms that are bankrupt. This is the other kind of firm. Yeah, the ones that didn't make it. Every firm that's alive is exactly the same. They got a risk model that balances the features. The competition between the firms keeps them kind of neck and neck, but the fine tuning of which one's slightly better, this and that, you get squeezed somewhere, and you guys all remember this. You will get squeezed somewhere. That's really the reality of it. Easiest way to squeeze a trader is time and market, because you guys are bad traders. That's what they want to bet on. As a bad trader, you're going to blow up faster. The longer you're trading, probability is high you're going to make a mistake and blow up. So the biggest rule that really hurts traders, besides the account type of like trailing drawdown, which gets you, trailing drawdown punishes you when you're winning. It's a very unforgiving drawdown type. It's time and market. Every extra day you're in the market is a chance you lose the whole thing and got to start over. So like an eval with a long tenure or something like that keeps you in the market longer. That same mentality is why straight to funded programs keep you in the market longer as well. Like ETF has a 10-day straight to funded. Tradeify's used to be 10, now it's 7. You have to stay in the market for 7 days, right? That magic 7-day number is about where everybody lands. Tradeify straight to funded, 7 days. ETF direct to funded, 10 times. Top step, 2 days plus 5 days is 7 days to payout. My funded futures is 2 days plus 5 days, 7 days of payout. Funded X Legacy, 3 days plus 5 days, 8 days of payout. See all the firms kind of land at the 7 to 8 day thing? Do we all understand this? They're all basically going to keep you in the market for 7-8 days. No matter how they frame it, competition has brought the risk model to margins are as tight as they can be at about the 7-day mark. A year ago, margins and the competition was less. It was 10 days. It's not 5 days now on Tradeify. It's it's 5 days at Tradeify now. Sorry, yeah. Now it's 5 days at Tradeify. My bad. Correct. The Tradeify got rid of the 7 days and now it's 5 because they do the consistency thing on the new changes. It's not live yet, but when it's live, Tradeify will now be 5 days start to finish payout. The only thing quicker than Tradeify is Funded Next Rapid, which is 4 days to pay out. And it's not even trailing drawdown. It's end of the day drawdown. This is why the Funded Next Rapid is considered by many to be the best account you can buy because of the quickness to pay out if time and market is your biggest enemy. And now you have to decide which of that triangle is your biggest enemy that you don't like. I hate DLL. That's the one I'll avoid at most costs. DLL is the worst. Tradeify straight to funded has DLL, but it's so fat I don't even care. ETF static has a really big total loss limit, which is what I like about it as well. I hate having limits. I hate having once you lose, you're done for the day. I hate that. I want to be able to blow up the account if I have the freedom to do so. I want to trade more aggressive. Funding futures has 5 and 10 days depending on the account. The quicker you get to payout, you're usually going to have a consistency rule to go with it, such that you can't YOLO or news trade, or they prevent news trading. One of the two. So I've never really looked at funding futures to see what other limitations they have. Either consistency or DLL or other kind of rules like no news trading or things like that to keep you from YOLOing. Usually. It's 6 days unless you get a perfect 20% for 5 days. Ah, Chris, you nailed the second part. The unspoken rule of 50% is 2 days on paper. 50% is usually 3 days because you're never going to get exactly the same profit both days. There's almost always a third day for most people. 20% is usually going to be 6 days. 40% is usually going to be 3 days. Well, it will be 3 days. Right. So even multiple, like if you can divide 100 by the consistent, here's the rule of thumb. If you can divide the consistency into 100 evenly with no remainder, then you add an extra day. We always round up to the next day. So if there's a remainder, you round up. If there's no remainder, you also round up. Top step used to be like, well, if it's almost 50%, maybe we'll pass you. They had like a grace period. So 20% is actually 6 days, unless all your trades are exactly the same. 40%, 100 divided by 40 is 2.5, you round up as 3. 50%, 100 by 50 is 2, round up as 3. Unless you get exactly half and half, it's actually an extra day. So when we say it's 2 days to pass, it's 2 days minimum. It's usually 3. Yeah. Yeah, you nailed it, Chris. Yeah, it's it. Nobody can get the perfect 20%. So an extra day in market is really big, right? Imagine you're like, oh man, I got to make like $200. That's it. I need to make like $200 more. Let me just hit this account, and you hit it and you're down 2,000 because you fucked it up. You know what I mean? That's a common thing. That's happened to me before. I got to make my last $20. Let me just long some NASDAQ. And then you blow it up, right? It's that last little, I got to squeeze it in. That usually gets people, right? Market's ripping on what? No, market's just bullish into PPI and CPI. Market's bullish on rate cuts, guys. This is the whole particular thing. There's no news right now. The market is just bullish. We have supports in the stocks. PPI and CPI are going to come out miserably horrible this week. The market's going to rally on the dips because people are going to bet that the bad news is good news. It's ammo for rate cuts. Yeah. So what's the difference between Pro and Pro Plus at TPT? So Pro Plus is once you're funded. Sorry, Pro Plus is live. Pro is when you're funded. So Pro is a sim funded account. Pro Plus is a live account with real money. The major difference is there's like in a live account, there's no buffer. You get no buffer. It's end of the day drawdown again. So like TPT is trailing drawdown at the sim funded stage. And when you go live funded, they get rid of the trailing drawdown altogether. It's back to end of the day. So it's an end of the day drawdown with no consistency rule, no daily loss limits, and no max and daily payouts. It's by far the best live program amongst our partners. And I hate to say that because it has no DLL. That's according to the way I trade. It's a live account with no DLL. I fucking hate DLL. That's the enemy to Matt. No, Take Profit has no DLL, no consistency once live. Yeah. Once live, which is Pro Plus. It's after you go sim funded, then go live. You go live and Take Profit, you have no consistency, no DLL. It's exactly the account I want. So I like the idea of that. There's no DCA rules on what? Take Profit? So for me, I like the idea. I love my funded live. I love my ETF live. They're both great. But they both have daily loss limit, which is a pain in my ass because I can't trade them as aggressively as all the rest of them. I hate daily loss limit. It sucks. I'm like, I got the live account. Let me blow it up in a single day. Like, give me the freedom to do that. I'm totally fine with that. On TPT, no DCA rules. You ask them, right? So you close the position out and open a fresh one. Guys, come on. I've taught you better than this. When you get around a DCA rule, you want a long, you want to buy the dip, close out your long, add 2 more. Here. You want to have position of 2, don't buy 1 and buy another one. Buy 1, close it out, buy 2, let it ride. There's no dollar cost averaging in that trade. Oh my guys, I've taught you how to, remember, as a prop consultant, I can also teach you how to beat the rules as well. I know how to beat them. You just do that. Technically, you're correct. Take that to court if they tell you DCA'd. That's DCA. Come on, guys. I like to believe I taught y'all better than that. You know this. Any DCA rule is the easiest rule to get around. Easy, easy, easy. Now, literally asked, there's no DCA rules you can put. Oh, there is no DCA rules. Oh, my bad. I thought you said there was. If there is a DCA rule, you just get around it that way. And the reason that there's no DCA rules is because, you know, people figure out how to get around it. So the firms are just like, whatever. It sounds better to not have the rule anyways, because people are going to get around it. There's no way to police it. So most firms have gotten away from the DCA rule as a promotional thing to say, hey, no DCA rules here, right? Because they know you'll just get around it super easily. And so most of them got rid of it, yeah. So that's good that they don't have it. Yeah, I don't know any firm that still tries to police a DCA rule. Most of them, it's still in the FAQs, like it's discouraged or whatever, but it's like decriminalized. Nobody polices it. Yo, what's up, John? Bro, it's good to see you, dude. How you been, man? The risk on the market's 50 basis point panic cut and bonds say F you, we don't care. Yeah, right? It's so right. Speaking of that, let's pull up some notes here. He's right. John's always right with this kind of stuff. Bond market's picking up some steam, right? So as yields are coming down a little bit. And the reason why the demand is there for bonds, because when Powell says inflation's temporary, that makes bonds a viable long product. That's kind of the thing, right? So the question becomes, like, it's what John was saying. Let me translate it to math for you guys. So inflation means how much your money's going to lose over a period of time, so much percent a year, right? You're going to lose this much no matter what. A bond yield is a fixed amount, how much you're going to get over time, called the maturity, or the yield at maturity. And so you need to make more than you lose to net positive on the trade. When Powell started saying the inflation is probably short-lived, then as bonds are collapsing, yields are going up. And if they go up enough to offset the loss of inflation, it becomes an attractive position. The only reason it wasn't an attractive position before Jackson Hole is because nobody was convinced that inflation wasn't going to keep going higher. And when Powell confirmed inflation is going to be temporary, bonds became the trade. So this is what John's saying. John and I like living each other's side. John and I have always been like same wavelength just about everything. So what he's talking about is bonds are saying, fuck you, we don't care. The bonds are saying inflation short term. That's all it's saying. People are like, we'll deal with the possible inflation, and the yields are very attractive because when bonds are crashing out, the yields go up to attract buyers. So the yields went up far enough that people are expecting inflation to come down. Therefore, over the course of the maturity, the yield is actually appetizing over time. So the bond market is absolutely betting on short-term inflation coming down, right? So this is where essentially the bond market's like, we don't care. Inflation's not a big deal. And Powell's like, we don't care. Inflation's not a big deal either. So right now, we are simply rallying on bad jobs market data. The worse that it is, the higher probability of a rate cut. I love this backwards Wall Street we're living in right now. It's crazy. The only firm that polices everything now is Apex. And I've got commitments from Apex that have said they're going to try to change some things. Let's see if they mean that. I don't know. Sometimes the firms say we're going to try to change something and they don't, or they don't really specify what it is, but they said you have some big changes coming. I'll give you guys a hint. Apex has a new product coming out. I can't tell you what it is. I know what it is, but they're coming out with a new product. So you currently have a static and a trailing. Deduce something from that. And they're going to change some of their FAQs and hopefully some of their rules. I don't have confirmation they're going to change some of the rules, but they're going to change the way the rules are phrased. So that way it doesn't seem so subjective. It literally will tell you what to expect. That way there's no confusion. Mostly with Apex, there was confusion. People didn't read the fine print, but Apex's website was kind of crummy, right? Shit was like all over the place. You didn't get like, here's the story, here's everything. You kind of had to jump around. And then they had the changes like, as of this date, this changed, as of this date, this changed. It's all different fonts and different sizes. It just looks like a million people just patched up their FAQ. So they promised to change the FAQ and change the site to be a little bit better. So hopefully that works. So yeah, Apex is planning a new product, which is good. Oops. I forgot to close one of my accounts down. This one, the one that I closed out flat, this guy right here, I closed this one out practically flat. This one I forgot to close. So it's accidentally making money. I swear I closed it. It still has that one contract that I had long. Oops. I was in the middle of talking at the time. It's barely gonna make anything though. It's like slightly over flat. No, it's that, well, in the picture it's minus 293. Right now it's up $70. This one I closed out flat-ish. Oh, it's down $148. Everything else hasn't been touched. The only one is this one and it's slightly green. And oopsie, I forgot to close the position. I thought I get ADHD sometimes, and it actually has been kind of going green up and down. It's one of the original ones that I bought and then I held through, and then I bought again and then trimmed out to one and I held the runner. So it's relatively flat since I bought one more. The middle's flat. Good deal, good deal. All right, you guys, did y'all have fun today? Y'all have fun hanging out here? Somebody said this morning, Matt, what I really love about your stream is everyone else seems to talk a lot about everyone else, and you really don't. And I found that to be very nice for you to observe that. I think that a lot of people's platform is sort of like based on stealing market share from other people. It's a bunch of weak people as well. Weak traders, weak results, weak whatever. So their platform is trying to out-talk the other guy. They're both talkers. None of them are traders. They're trying to out-talk the other guy. I'm better than this guy, or I'm better than that guy. And smart people perceive that as weakness, right? Because, you know, strong minds, like the strongest minds talk about ideas, like medium minds talk about events, and then like weak minds talk about people. This is the old famous saying, right? And smart people can see a weak mind come from a mile away. When you're talking about other people, specifically comparing yourself to someone else, it's always perceived by other weak minds as a sign of power between two people fighting, but other strong minds perceive that as insecurity, and they don't ever buy into it. So only weak people are swayed by two weak people arguing with each other. The only other people that are swayed from that are people under, it's a pyramid, right? You got your strong minds at the top are impervious to that. They don't care. Strong minds, medium minds, and weak minds. Two weak minds fighting are only going to attract other weak minds. But people that care about news and topics that are important are going to absolutely ignore and not be swayed by that. It's going to be too stupid for them. Then smart minds are people that talk about ideas, right? I feel like you guys are the community of smart guys, idea guys and girls. We have ideas here. Ideas are welcome. Nerdiness is welcome. Exploring things is welcome. We're completely impervious to what social media does and says to each other. I've sometimes had weak minds come at me and try to push at that, like I'm better than you. And I've never made a response video or response tweet or whatever that says, no, I'm better than you. I'll just, if somebody asks me to prove something, I'll prove it and shut up. Some guy did it to me before. You know, I'm better than you, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, here's the stats, take it or leave it. I'm never like, no, man, you suck. Look at your stuff. Your stuff sucks. You can't make money. Never done that. And I think that that's so sad when people do that. And I've never done it. So somebody said they noticed that we don't really do that here. We kind of talk about the ideas behind people's motivations, which is really the culture that we have here. Ideas. We explore things and make you smarter. So, and I've never been like one to care. Somebody came into my Zoom call yesterday who was apparently a rival guru. I hate to say rival because we're 40 times bigger than them. 40, literally 40. Completely like an ant, like in our world. Not even enough to care. And I'm sitting there just listening to the boot camp. The person was trolling. That was annoying to you guys, I bet. But because I don't care, I didn't even block him. I didn't even remove him. You know, because I care too little. It didn't sway a single person. And that's the funny part. And so you guys know in the future, confidence. If somebody's good at what they do, they'll have extreme confidence and they won't care what anybody says. They won't even block a troll. When I tell them, like, mods, don't block this guy, I always say, because I don't care. It'll never sway a single person out of this community, because this is the upper pyramid where you guys are too smart to even care about that. If anybody in here is like, oh, that guy's right, I'm like, please go with him. Remove yourself from this group of logical thinkers and go to the Kardashian crowd. That's cool. Go there. You're not going to learn anything here. This isn't where you need to be. So yeah, it's hard to call somebody a rival guru, but I always like to joke around and say that this is what they thought. You know, they think they're competing. There's no way you're going to go tit for tat with me. We'll just say, like, I don't care. I don't even care enough about it. You know? But that person yesterday revealed who they were. And you could see that, like, apparently they have a bunch of fake accounts and one of them named their name and their brand and everything. So whatever. No, it wasn't that guy. NA10, it wasn't him. They were just changing their name to make you think it was them once they got caught showing you who they really were. Then they pretended they were someone else. It actually wasn't that guy. Yeah. They accidentally slipped because they logged into an account that had their real name in it. And people called them out for it. Anyways, what I'm saying is I didn't even care to police it. Other than it was annoying to people. I'll have to put a different Zoom link because it disrupts you guys being able to talk back and forth. But it wasn't like, oh my God, someone's trolling me, let me remove it. I actually don't even care. It's never, ever affected me. And I think that most of the time when you guys are looking out there to hang out with communities and traders, or in life, it doesn't matter if it's trading or whatever. When you find somebody that's absolutely confident in what they do, and that's the kind of tier you are on the pyramid, you want idea people, you want thinkers, you want communicators. Thinkers are cool with being wrong. They're cool with being challenged. The whole point of being a thinker is to come up with ideas and then be wrong, and people to challenge your ideas, and it's accepted. People come in here and say, you know, your stuff sucks. I don't go, no, it doesn't. It's the best. They'll say your stuff sucks. I'm like, well, how does it suck? Well, which part don't you like? What can we work on? Which data isn't working right? And then we're like, can we improve it? To me, the drive to success and perfection is built off of failure points and being challenged. And idea folks will never buckle down from a challenge. But these kids out there that yell on social media, they're just not successful as traders. This is the real into the conversation. This is why they challenge each other, because they don't have anything else to stand on. If you were good at trading, you just stand on your results. You literally would just stand on them. Anybody say anything like, oh my God, you said, you're like, your results are here. $1 million. Yeah, but you're such a, yeah, but you sell a discard. You don't have to say anything. Results. Results are on, right? You'd stand on results. You wouldn't have to say a damn thing. But people say a damn thing because they don't have results to stand on. They don't have anything to stand on. So for you guys in any part of life, that's kind of some teaching for life in general. Anybody out there, when they're not confident, there's two ways to display confidence. Number one is to be impervious to people's criticism. You thrive in it. You improve on it. You grow off of it. That's one, right? Criticism is received well. Not insecure about it. Number two is when you're confident in what you do, you can explain your thought process elegantly to the point that somebody that's not as proficient as you can easily understand it. Extreme level of proficiency in a skill is I call it the E equals MC squared philosophy. Every person in the world understands E equals MC squared. They even know energy equals mass times the speed of light squared. And maybe 95% of them never took a physics class. How do they know that? Because Einstein explained such a grandiose idea very simply and easy to understand, where you can convert mass energy, right? And so people are like, okay, a master in their craft is extremely proficient, can explain it very elegantly and simply without being overly complicated. If somebody is like, how do I learn your process? They're like, well, I've got, 3 30-day boot camps. You got to go to all 90 classes and learn it. It's not proficient enough. If you can say, elegant explanation is a sign of confidence and proficiency, right? So you want to make sure that the more explanation something requires, the less proficient it is. Occam's razor, right? The simplest idea or explanation is usually the most correct one. And so the complexities of the universe, as you dive into them, figure them out, should be very simple and elegant at the core. Basic relationships and equations and understanding should be easy to explain. So when you're out there listening to people try to sell you or convince you of something, try to see how confident they are and try to see how elegant they are with explaining it. Any backing data? What's the logical conclusions? What's the probabilities? When did I choose a DCA in one account versus buy the dip in the other accounts? You know what? Today, I DCA'd in 2 of the accounts and I bought in all the rest of them. When the market dipped, I was already up pre-market. Remember, I was up pre-market like 3 of the accounts. 3 of the accounts made money pre-market. They were each, I think this one and like maybe, I don't know, maybe like 2 of these and 1 of these. I can't remember. Don't quote me on it. 3 of them were already long. 2 of them I longed out the door and DCA down at the bottom. The other 5 I longed at the bottom. So I was all in all the accounts that still needed to make money down here, apart from the ones I already made money on last night. So that's it. So in general, when you guys are like trying to learn, just in general, as a rule of thumb, for me, I think that's really great that somebody observed that. I don't build my platform on trying to out-talk other people. I really don't listen or pay attention to what other people do or care about their stats or care about they don't have stats or try to jump at people. I usually just compare data left and right. I can get in a debate with somebody. Me and Dakota were debating the other day. He DM'd me. We worked it out. We were just like both defending our position and which prop firm was better, but we weren't like attacking and screaming at each other because there's a respect there. Like Dakota and I are respectful of each other. And it was like, you can disagree with somebody, but I hold him in high regard because he's not a baby about it, right? Although his position I thought was weaker, but he's not like, well, you're a terrible fucking trader. So like the idea that there's people in the industry that can be respectful and disagree is really what I think you guys as an educational topic should like listen for. Somebody that cannot result to name calling or, taking low blows to poke at people. Yeah, he's with Top Step. Yeah. So my thing was like Fund and X is better than Top Step. He's like, nah, Top Step is better. And we were hitting each other hard about the facts. But there wasn't like, well, you're a shit trader. Well, you're a shit trader. Well, it never devolves into that. Certain people in the industry do hold themselves in high regard and are very confident and hold themselves and stand on their belief and just debate on the facts, which I find to be very respectful, That's kind of neat. So I think ES will close higher today. Yeah, I do. 100%. Do. All right. Now Nasdaq filled the gap. I could very well decide to close this out, but I think I'm gonna hold on to that runner because it's now up $400. One more dip. Nah. VIX is dead. Should be good. Yeah, baby. Sound bite you long at the bottom for a rap song. How long at the bottom? I like it. I like it. So he says, I think confidence is when you accept your failures. Yes, you did agree. It's stupid of it and learn what you did wrong. Yeah. Confidence is like allowing feedback to drive you. I think when you're a scientist, you learn that failure is part of your job. If failure is actually a good thing. If you have a theory and your theory is proven wrong, scientists don't get all huffy about it and get all complaining and weird about it. They learn that learning something doesn't work is also part of the scientific process. What are the boundaries of what can and can't happen? If you come up with a theory and you disprove the theory, that's just as good as proving a theory. To prove that something doesn't correlate or something doesn't happen is just as important. And so it's kind of neat to come up with something that doesn't work. You're not trying to sell the idea, you're trying to advance human concept. In the guru world, people are trying to create something and then make money off of it. So if you prove it wrong, they get a little puffy puffy about it because there goes their hopes and dreams and chance of feeding their family out the window. But a scientist gets paid no matter what they discover, and therefore, the grant does the research, what's the result? And then a result is just as good as anything. Aha, somebody proved that this theory didn't work. Oh, great, very good. Let's give you a medal. Thank you for your proof. Never just oh, that guy's theory sucks. Yeah, let's kick him out of the community. It's received to create anything, even if it's not what you want to hear. It's very much advancing humanity forward an additional step. Okay, this is a path we don't waste our time exploring anymore, and we don't have to ever put resources to this again. Wow, you saved our company money. Now we've proved that doesn't work. Let's give you a raise because we would have spent money chasing it down. And although that was your original theory and we backed it, you proved that it didn't work. So let's move to a different direction. Cool. And this is what we're used to. And I think it's okay to have people criticize or critique or come at you with something. I know my stuff is really good, and it gets better every year. It's never finished. And every year it's gotten better. The liquidity maps got modified a year ago to the version 2 that we have now. Insanely better. Liquidity pockets became the best trade on the map after years of backtest data. We didn't know that. Originally, LPs were days that were like, oh man, it's liquid and gonna be flat and choppy. This sucks. We didn't know until a year of data, we found out liquidity pockets bounce 90% of the time. And after enough data, we had enough bull market and even bear market to prove that, then it became the best trade we had. And so now as time goes by, learning and growing is the best part of building something. I love it, y'all, and I love you guys because y'all are so supportive of understanding that we're, a research community. We build something, we're building something new, and we're constantly evolving. We're constantly making the model better. We're constantly building something different on top of what we built, and that we're at the endless goal of trying to find consistency in the market in any way we can find it. As years go by, we just improve. Somebody comes at me and says, here are the odds. And here's an example. We used to have a short setup under the blue over here. Oops. One of our members did a backtest. We used to have an arrow like this. We used to have an arrow like this. Okay, they were dotted lines. And since one of our members produced a backtest that stated that on the short side of BSD and bear short downs, about 40% of the time it broke to the upside. And we found that a 60% chance of a bounce was not strong enough for shorting. If you've been in the boot camp, we only short things that are very highly confident with everything lining up. And we voted in the leadership circle that 60-40 is not strong enough to enforce short there. I.e., like the short here is about a 90% same side close. But we did some back testing, and we had a bear market during the earlier part of this year. The bear market that we had for the little bit with the Trump tariff stuff proved that under all conditions, about 40% of the time you break to the upside. So rather, we like, yeah, this is good data. Thank you. This is no longer a good setup. Let's remove it. And we removed it because the odds were too much coin flippy. We don't want to coin flip on shorts. If you market shorting blind monkey, you should coin flip to the long side, right? So the idea that we're never done and somebody presents counter data, we're never just like, we were wrong. Shuffle. What do we do? It's always like, oh my God, this is great data. Let's advise the team. Hey guys, we found something even better. This thing off the table. Don't do it anymore. And so an FTV in 10 minutes. Let's go, baby. All right, I got to run out of here. I love you guys to death. I got like 3 minutes to bounce. But let's go to My Funded TV. Great day today. Thank you guys for all the likes and the love. We hit our 5,000 views, which is perfect. That's exactly where we want to be and still growing every single day. Be about 6,000 by the end of the day and still growing. Every month we've gotten bigger and appreciate you guys. We'll do some giveaways today on My Funded TV. We'll be there in about 8 minutes. I'm gonna eat my breakfast real quick. And let me drop the link in chat for you guys in a second. Hold on. Let me grab that link really quick. Are we live here? This is today. Yep, this is Tom. All right, everybody go here to this link. We'll be there live. And then we'll be right back here in an hour. So you guys come support me over there. Hit the like in that stream too. And come on over. We'll do a little giveaway right at the start. They do a form right at the start and usually in the middle for the giveaways. Y'all pay attention. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.